to the live stream. Looks like it just kicked off. Of course, first things first, got to welcome my friend Philip here. Points with Philip, if you haven't seen his channel before. I'm very glad that he's joining us today. He's kind of like my one-stop shop for a lot of news-related content, as well as all the just the things I need to know but don't always look up myself. So, Philip, first of all, thank you for being here.
Thanks so much for being here. And hey friends, what's up? And I'm glad that I can be with one of my friends, Spencer Johnson. When we were talking about doing this, I was absolutely psyched. If I can still say that, I'm probably showing him how old I am. But
Oh yeah. I mean, look, we got to see each other at the meetup finally. I mean, we've commented back and forth on each other's channels, I feel like, for a while now. So
yeah,
whenever I got to see you at the meetup, I was like, well, perfect. I started doing these lives at the same time with other creators, and I was like, this is just a super ideal situation. Like I've been wanting to talk with you on air for a while now. And it looks like we have a lot of people in the chat that are ready for it as well.
that's awesome.
Jordy, I guess, was here way earlier.
Wow.
Not here anymore. Well, maybe we'll see. They might pop back in. But Jordy was here earlier. We have Rich as well saying hello. Ahmad, longtime channel member and supporter here in the building too. Woodsy, of course. Everybody knows Woodsy. Gotta love him.
Oh yeah.
Ahmad again. Barton as well is in here. I wish I could show this stupid, for whatever reason, this streaming service pops it up like this. But
Oh
I have all
yeah.
my members' badges down here that Ahmad's showing with Odin and the dollar signs, the travel, the cards, and everything like that. So
Oh, that's cool.
yeah, these things usually these lives fill up pretty quickly with the members, and y'all better flex all those badges. They're pretty cool, or all those emojis.
That is so cool. I need to
Yeah,
figure out how to do that.
yeah. I had to hire somebody for that one. I did it off like
Really
Fiverr. Yeah, whenever I first started the membership, and it's pretty
nice.
cool. I mean, I
Yeah.
couldn't do it myself.
No. Yeah. I'm not very
Dad on
technical
a
either.
mission? No. Dad on a mission is here too. Calder as well. Already asking you questions, Philip. Saying, are you at or over 24, 24?
Honestly, just because of Amex business cards, no, that kind of saved
Yeah.
me a little bit. But surprisingly enough, no one, well, okay, I have to say this, no one credit bureau is like over 15.
Hmm.
But I guess that's, pretty, still pretty rich.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's all about perspective, honestly. Like, that's a big reason I wanted to have you on today. It's just because, like,
Yeah.
we all play this game so differently. So, on consulting call, like, I guess my videos, I think I kind of maybe target the folks. I recommend people apply like maybe once every 3 months or something like that to make sure they can keep getting approved, all that kind of stuff. And
Yeah.
you're on a different spectrum here, but so is Luke's points and miles. So anytime like in consulting calls, people want to go really hard at this game. I'm like, well, look, Luke's. I think he told me at one point he had like 20 inquiries on his report, and he's
Yeah.
fine. He's still getting approved. So you're kind of in that same boat in my eyes, where you're making it work with however many inquiries or yeah, whatever you got going on with that credit report over there. But we're
Yeah.
going to get into all the details there for sure.
Absolutely. Yeah.
First things first, I can't even go a few seconds. Apparently, Philip, you're very popular here, bringing out all the support. We had Woodsy give 5 channel memberships already within the
Wow.
first like 2 minutes of this live. So
Round of
Woodsy, thank
applause
you
for
for that.
Woodsy.
Yeah, thank you so much. I messaged Woodsy around Thanksgiving time. Unfortunately, missed his Discord message for a while, but I saw it again. I just very appreciative of everything Woodsy's done for this channel. I think the membership itself is almost solely powered by Woodsy here, so really
Absolutely.
appreciate that. And anybody that got a membership, better thank him, of course.
I can't believe that Mike Newland was actually gifted a membership. I think that is an epic
There you
development
go.
for the credit card community.
Let's go. Yeah, these are those badges I was talking about. Kind of cool. We got Odin's
Oh
face.
yeah,
That's my
those look
favorite one.
cool. Yeah.
Yeah.
What
Alrighty.
kind of
Yeah,
dog is
Woodsy, thank
Odin?
you again for that. What'd you say?
What kind of dog is Odin?
He's a quarter. They told me. I don't know. He's a quarter Lab, Husky, German Shepherd, and Rottweiler. So basically all the
Oh,
big
cool.
dogs.
All
Yeah.
the good ones.
Yeah, exactly. Hopefully we'll get him in here later. My girlfriend's about to go to the gym, and I said crack the door so we can let Odin in.
Nice.
Let's see here. Dim is in here as well, always showing support in the live streams. The real, I don't even know how to pronounce that one. Saying whoa. I'm not sure what whoa is about. Maybe all the cards probably would
Maybe.
be what it's
Yeah.
about. Let's see here. Oh, Ahmad said, I've never seen Points with Philip before. Super interesting to see what you're about. No pressure.
Yeah.
No,
Right?
this
Yeah.
is, I'm telling y'all, you got to go check out his channel if you haven't yet. Like he's on that
Thank you.
content grind. I mean, looking at your channel even just today, like while I was, I'm always looking at your channel, honestly, pulling it up every once in a while. But
Oh,
it's
thank
like
you.
you have 3 videos that are posted within like 24 hours. How do I get rid of this thing?
Yeah.
Yeah, like members video 2 days ago, 2 days ago, 11 hours ago. Like there's so many videos, so you'll be able to find something you want there. Yeah, I've seen Philip too. Maybe this is a good time just to have you kind of explain your whole, I guess, like your spiel about yourself here, like what you do on YouTube, how you came to
Yeah.
be here talking about this stuff today, and we can get into more comments after that.
Absolutely. Yeah. Thanks so much for the opportunity.
Hmm.
So for me, basically, I probably started really getting into the credit card points and miles game. Maybe about a year and a half ago is when I really got super into it. And the reason why I started getting into it was because I actually teach economics for high schoolers, so seniors in high school. And one of my students a couple of years ago was asking me about a little bit about how credit cards work.
Hmm.
And I realized that as far as the intricate details of like how to avoid interest and things like that, like I didn't really know what I needed to know for the kids. And so I was like, well, I actually need to start, doing my research and like figuring all this stuff out. And so, like, I just started really going in the rabbit hole, watching all your videos. John Lang's videos are very accessible for people that are just starting into the space. And then I started getting into the nitty gritty of like Luke's Points and Miles and Matt Clausen and the whole like 9 yards. And you really can go as deep into the rabbit hole as you want to with this space, which is just incredible. And I started really getting into it, learning a lot. And my wife was like, "Why don't you just do it?" And I'm like,
Yeah.
sure, let's do it. And well, the thing is, I think I'm really kind of just addicted to just numbers, addicted to talking about credit cards, and so like I once I if I tried going 3 videos a week in I think the month of September, and I did it for 2 weeks, and I was like, I can't do it. I got to talk about it more. So
Yeah.
but yeah, like I love talking about the news of credit cards because that's kind of like where it's where people like to watch me apparently. So those always seem to do well just because just talking about the news, and then I always try to throw in a little bit of speculation and kind of what I think about it. But those always seem to do well, so always happy to
Yeah.
do those.
Yeah, it's awesome. Like I said already multiple times, I've learned a ton from you over, I've probably been watching you, I guess, the
Thank you.
past like year or so, whenever I can. I haven't been as good about watching a ton of content, honestly, recently, but I do my best. But yours, I always find myself coming back to because it's like, it's always a good way to
Thank
maybe
you.
describe it is like, I see your videos pop up and it's not something I knew that I really needed to know or like should care about. But then I'm like, wait a minute, this actually is really important and I should learn about it. And I'm like, yeah, now I get it addicted into the rabbit hole and it keeps feeding me more. But yeah.
Nice. That's awesome.
Um,
Thank you so much.
Yeah, of course. Let's see here. We got other people that joined here. A gentleman explorer saying Mike Newland was gifted membership. All is right in the world. Awesome. Calder's in here too. I don't know if I said hi to Calder yet, but always showing support in these lives as well. So I appreciate that. Peter Salas saying glad to join you guys today. Spencer is rocking, inviting great creators. Hey, it's the creators that make this great. I'll tell you that much. It's not me. Let's see
It's
here.
this creator over here.
No, 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 no. It's a team effort. You make these lives a lot easier on me. I'll tell you that much. I get to bounce ideas off of somebody else
Oh
instead of
yeah,
just speaking to my camera, which I do
absolutely.
love doing. But it's
Yeah,
nice to
no,
have
it's
someone
harder
else
to
to
do
talk
it
to.
solo for sure.
Yeah. Um, Looks like we actually have multiple people asking about build stuff right now. Maybe we can just talk about that real quick since people are asking,
Yeah,
and I want to make
let's
sure
do
they know
it.
I'm seeing it. Um, Rich was asking if we know about build status, asking if he will be losing platinum status that he has until January of 2027. I'm assuming just saying like with build 2.0 and all of that.
Yeah.
Um, do you know anything specific about that? I would imagine that that's not going to change the status that he already
I,
earned.
I I don't think the retention of the status will change. So I personally don't have built status, and I don't have the
Yeah.
built card. I just started getting into the build ecosystem a little bit with the Rakuten kind of connection.
Hmm.
So I don't have a lot of deep into intense knowledge about the built card, but I would assume like if you still are able to keep platinum status, because I think that's what spin based, right?
Yeah, spend based. You can fast track it with spend or earning points. Yeah. So I guess
Okay. Then
6.1
yeah,
might
I
have it
mean,
as an order.
I would assume everything's. I think the only thing that I did learn that was that if you transfer points from Rakuten to Built, those don't go towards earning
Hmm.
status. But if you kind of still keep doing everything else, that should be fine. I
Yeah.
think.
Yeah, I think so too. I don't think if you've already earned the status, I cannot imagine them taking it away.
Yeah.
If you already earned it through 2027, but could be wrong. You never know. I guess that was the same question asked twice. Speaking of Rakuten here, Dim was saying earlier that they just got 10x at Walmart through
Wow.
Rakuten card in store with Walgreens. Wait,
Did
that's
you
a lot
buy
of
a
different things
Walmart
going
gift
on here.
card? Yeah. Was there a gift card involved, Em?
That's got to be it, right?
Yeah.
10x through Rakuten card in store with Walgreens, probably a Walmart gift card. That's what I'm going with, but I could be wrong as
Yeah.
well on that.
That's amazing though. Love it.
Regardless, 10x at Walmart, you're not going to find that on any other card. So
Not even the one pay card.
yeah, yeah, I don't know much about that one honestly. Can you give me a quick crash course on it?
Yeah, of course. I got it around here. Actually, I lost it on my last trip, so I got to order a new replacement. But
It's a
I
nice thing about, sorry to interrupt. I was going to say the nice
yeah.
thing about having you on is that you have every card in the world, so we can just pull them out, take a look at them. It's all good.
Exactly, right? Yeah. One thing I really didn't think I'd like the look of the Rakuten card as much as I do. It's pretty. But before we get
Yeah.
too sidetracked, the one pay card, so it's no annual fee, and it's 3% cash back at Walmart if you don't have Walmart Plus. But if you do have Walmart Plus, you get 5% cash back.
Mm.
And there's actually, interestingly enough, there's little boosts that they give you because they're really, really hyped up on trying to get as many people to use the one pay card as their only credit card. So they have a 1.5x, it's 1.5% cash back multiplier
Mm-hmm.
on everything. But then they also just activated a limited time 3x back on dining through the end of December.
Mm.
And so, like, they're really trying to make this kind of an interesting card, and they do have this new system that's it works kind of like there. I forgot the name of the app that lets you save money on gas. Upside. It kind of works like
Oh yeah.
Upside in the OnePay app. You have to use your OnePay card, but you have to activate it in the app first, and then like my first one, I saved 34 cents per gallon, but I've seen regularly like 10 or 12 cents per gallon off. And that actually comes back in the next day. So they're really
Dang.
trying to make this kind of a card that just is always in your wallet.
Yeah. That's super interesting. Yeah, there there's so many like I guess lesser known cards out there that it's I would love to talk about. I think that's what's great about your channel too, is that you're making so much content that you do cover these lesser known things that other people
Yeah,
don't. Like it for me, even like making the thumbnail for this video, it's like you have 24 cards that you got approved for this year. But I was like, what
yeah,
are the, eight most popular ones or, ones that are most popular right now that I can put in the thumbnail? But
exactly.
if I put
Yeah,
the one pay in there, I don't think my audience would even know about it. So that's why I have people like you on to talk about this stuff. So thank you for
yeah.
doing it again.
Of course. Yeah. Thanks
I'm
so
going to be
much for
asking
having
you
me.
a lot of dummy questions like that. So get ready for it.
Happy to help.
Looks like here, Dead Pride said, where did that message just go? Dead Pride said, since Stan has been gone, Stan the Credit Frog, another buddy of ours,
Yep.
um, their go-to credit card influencer to watch is Philip now. He's been really consistent on
Wow.
uploading for everyone, and thank you for that. Look at
Thank you
that.
so much, Dead Pride. That's some high praise, honestly.
It
Thank
is.
you.
Yeah. If you can be in the same conversation as Stan, you're doing something right.
Seriously. I love
Or
that
if
guy.
Stan
He's
can be in the
amazing.
same conversation as you, now we got to think about it like this. I
Yeah.
love Stan. Yeah, we did that.
He's
Stan
amazing.
got that great video of us jumping off of the, the
Oh
platform
yeah,
at
that's right. Yeah,
in
that was
Puerto
so
Rico.
like the waves were so intense. I loved it.
Yeah, that was a good time. Let's see. Vander joined as well while we were chatting, saying, "What a great duo! Just don't forget to like the stream." Thank you for
Absolutely.
that.
Yeah.
Here's another. I guess you don't have built, and I haven't actually looked at this, so I maybe shouldn't even clicked on this. But maybe someone else can answer. I'll call it out. Branson was asking if anybody has received the 2,500 built points for linking to Rakuten and buying something for $25. They got the cashback confirmed for the purchase in Rakuten, but still no 2,500 points.
So I have seen a couple data points on Reddit of people saying that it was for new Rakuten accounts. And I think the
Yeah.
frequent miler actually said that as well. And so if you already just linked it, then I
Hmm.
think that didn't quite connect it because you had to create a new one and then link it in order to get the
Right.
money. But I think that's where we're landing on that.
That makes sense too. Yeah, because I remember now whenever I made a post about this, I was also saying like, it was kind of awkward timing for Built to do that too because Rakuten's been
Yeah,
offering $50 back or 50 or 5,000 Built points for signing up outside of Built. So I was saying you probably should just take like a referral link of anybody, any creator, any of your friends that has Rakuten, sign up, get the
right.
$50 back instead, and then link it to Built, and you'll get 2,500 more points. But yeah, that's probably why. It's because it's not a new account, which then is really annoying if you didn't get any bonus
Yeah,
whenever you initially
seriously.
opened, but hopefully you did.
Yeah.
Oh, Key's in here as well. Key
Hey,
Adventures,
Key.
of course. Saying 24 cards in 1 year by a person is wild. I feel like that has to be a record. I would
Well, I
agree.
just got to keep up with Key. I mean, she's a baller when it comes to the whole credit card game.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, I think she said. Um, I need to find the other question here. Dim was asking if she'd ever done 24 in a year, and she said she had to check, but definitely not this year. I hate to say only 13 because even that's a lot. So she's done 13 in a year, which is still pretty impressive, I
That's
would say.
that's that's a lot. Yeah.
Yeah, maybe we should. Oh, we got Chad's Money Minutes in here too. Chad, we have to
What's
have you
up,
back on
Chad?
one of these.
Yeah, he's a great guy.
Yeah, I missed him at the meetup, to be honest. I was hoping he'd be there.
Yeah.
The life of the party in Vegas, which I guess you didn't get to be at that one, Philip, but that one was
No.
a good time too.
It sounded like it. Yeah.
Just noted was saying, look, I know it's not wise to go for a credit card purely on its design, but Umama is that purple on the rackets and calling me.
Oh yeah, it's really beautiful, and like I
Is
didn't
it
expect it
metal?
to be metal. It is. Yeah. Well,
Yeah.
it's like it's a little bit thicker than the CSP. So it's like,
Oh yeah.
yeah, I don't know if you can, if the camera's kind of not gonna help. There we go.
Yeah, yeah.
So you can see it's like it's kind of like it's just like has a metal core and then bonded plastic on either side, but it's actually like I did not expect to like it as much as I did. It's pretty cool. I'm not
Yeah.
going to show you the back, but you know.
Yeah. We'd have to blur that out in post. Or you might have to just cancel your card at that point when we're live.
Yeah.
But yeah, the little known fact about me, purple is my favorite color. So
Wow.
that
Okay.
Rakuten card does stand out to me. I do not have it though. Let's see here. Calder's asking which creator other than Cesar had the best Spanish in Puerto Rico. It had to be Joe, right? I think
Yeah, Joe was
Joe.
teaching us all the words you're not supposed to use. So that was
Exactly,
great.
Joe. Juan was out there as well,
Yeah.
helping us with
Juan, it was
all
so
that.
great to meet Juan.
Yeah, it was a good group of people. I really
It
enjoyed it.
was. Yeah.
And now we'll have Anthony's hosted one next year, which I'm really excited about too. Are you going to that one?
Yes, we haven't made the booking yet, and that's because we're kind of in the middle of planning a trip to Scotland next year
Ooh,
that we may need our Hyatt points for. So we haven't actually pulled the trigger on booking it yet, but hopefully there's still some availability when we actually get the clearance to do that. But
that's sweet. Yeah, I didn't know. Have you? I guess you haven't been out there before,
we've been
Scotland.
to England, but just not to Scotland. And so we're
Gotcha.
actually traveling with some friends of ours, and they're really into Scotland. And you know, he's a buddy is one of my buddies. Is like we're really into like drinking bourbon and scotch together. So we're gonna go to a couple tours and stuff. It's gonna be awesome.
That's so cool. Yeah, maybe this would be a good time too to just ask you about your overall travel habits. Like, are you mainly, domestic traveler? Are you flying internationally? How frequently? All that kind of stuff. Because
Yeah,
I guess maybe I should preface by saying 24 cards in 1 year. Like for anybody that get that amount of cards, you would assume that somebody's traveling pretty frequently or just gets a lot of
absolutely.
cash back. But yeah,
Yeah, you could be cashback, you know.
yeah.
Yeah, so this year, so my wife and I, over the past 12 months from actually today, we have traveled internationally twice and domestically one, two, three, four, five, 9 times. So,
Okay.
yeah, so you know we're doing a decent amount of travel,
Yeah.
and we discovered very early. So I kind of broke the game during my first trip because I listened to you, I listened to a lot of other creators, and I discovered basically 6 months out from our trip two business class seats on Air France, and at the time it was 50,000 was the saver fare for that.
Hmm.
And so, and I had exactly 115,000 Amex points in my, like, that was all I had. And I was like, all right, we got to make this happen. So
Right.
I did that. That was really great. And then we ended up doing Virgin Atlantic Premium Economy out for our first trip. And ever since then, my wife was just like, we got to do business. We got to do first class, you know. So she's really been into that. And so, sorry.
Ooh, fancy mic
Hopefully
there.
the mute button worked there.
Yeah. Good.
But yeah, but yeah. So we've really been into that sort of travel. And another thing I kind of screwed up in reverse was our first hotel was a Conrad in London, and it's such a great hotel. The only thing that sucks about it is they have very, very, very limited like standard room availability, and
Mm,
so it's we actually ended up paying cash for that. But
okay.
because I had the Aspire card with the diamond status, we were able to get like the non-refundable cheapest room, and they upgraded us to, and then we had the lounge access and the whole thing. And so like it actually ended up being a really solid trip, and we didn't pay nearly as much as everybody else did, which was
Yeah.
really great.
Yeah. That's so cool. And so that kind of led you, do you think that that same kind of like travel frequency is going to keep up year to year?
Well, so we're basically, so my wife and I are in the middle of, towards the end of the adoption process, and so
Mm,
we've been matched with a birth mom. She's due sometime in January, and
wow.
so pretty much for the first year or so, we're probably thinking we're going to be laying low a little
Hmm.
bit. We're trying to consider a couple of maybe some local trips or some domestic trips for the summer and just kind of see how it goes, because I
Yeah.
do want to have like a travel plan before we do that international trip. And so, but we're definitely not going to do as many as we did the past year, but we
Right.
do still have something in the works.
That's awesome. Yeah. I actually have two of my nieces are adopted as well. So I know that
Oh,
process
cool.
is, it can be really a lot. So
Yes.
uh,
Yeah.
I don't know if it's, you say congrats too early, but regardless, it's great that y'all are at that point already.
Yeah,
Um,
we're very grateful and fortunate.
It looks like people are saying that Scotland's amazing. Key is saying Scotland's amazing. Let me know if you need any help. We did
Nice,
Airbnb,
Key.
super
Thanks.
cheap, but once again, amazing.
Yeah,
Perfect.
that's awesome.
Someone else said something about Scotland too. Where did that go? All right, here. Dem was saying Scotland is awesome. Did 2 weeks in Glasgow and Edinburgh 2 years ago. Make sure you hit
Oh,
up
nice.
Panda and Sons in Edinburgh, one of the top
Ooh.
50 bars in the world.
All right. Thanks for the heads up.
There you go. Yeah, and also Dem said making my way through that top 50 list. Singapore's next. That's
Ooh, that's nice.
that's awesome. Hitting all top 50 bars in the world. I've always thought it'd be kind of fun. Like honestly, I guess to maybe explain, I think our travel habits are somewhat similar. Like 2024 for me, 2024. That sounded like a weird. It's almost. It feels like it was so long ago, but also just recently.
Yeah.
I did a lot of like domestic trips. I did one big international one, but this year was a
Nice.
lot like kind of slower. I generally prefer just the domestic kind of bounce around to see my friends in different states and stuff like that.
Nice.
I love road tripping as well. Like I have a Sprinter van that's like converted to an RV basically. I don't know if you
Oh,
and I have talked
cool.
about that, but
That's
yeah,
awesome.
it's awesome. Like we took it up to Arkansas this year and stuff like that. So I guess all of that to say that's kind of like my preferred method of traveling.
Yeah.
But I would hope to get like one big international trip in kind of every year was my idea. And I also spoiled my girlfriend now to the point where, we went to Italy this year and
Nice.
she had never been out. Well, she'd been out of the country just to Mexico, but for us, that's basically local, in Texas. Like it's a
Yeah.
couple hour flight. So nothing crazy. I
Right.
guess she'd been to Canada once, but she hadn't been to Europe yet. And we took business class, and now she's like, just like me, I'm the same way. I've only been to Europe twice, both business. I'm like, I don't know if I can do economy now. So all the points
I know.
got to be accumulating a lot, for all that.
Oh, yeah. Absolutely. Yeah.
I guess your point cost now too for everything is going to go up by what 1.5x with
Yep.
a kid
Well,
on the
we
way
can
and all
still do
that.
the lap infant for the first year, which is
Sure.
actually interesting, is trying to navigate that with all the different airlines, because they all have different policies. But pretty much what it is like you have to pay usually 10% of whatever the cash fare it was at the time. So I'm trying to figure
Interesting.
out when the best time to call that in is. But yeah, so that's a lot. It's definitely a lot cheaper for the first 2 years, but after that, it's going to go up.
Yeah, I know. I talked to Max Miles and Points on like the Creator Conversations episode, and he's big Instagram. Well, I guess he's big on every platform now, including YouTube. But
Yeah.
um, he just recently had his kid turn, from 2 to 3 or whatever, where
Oh
the lap
yeah.
policy doesn't work anymore. So now he's like, yeah, all of my prices are up, whatever 1.5x, whatever it
Yeah.
is. So kind of tough, but. Let me scroll through a couple of these comments that came through while we were chatting, and then we'll get back into. I got some questions for you about of course, 24 cards in a year. It just sounds insane to even say.
I know. Seriously.
Let's see. Well, here's a question from Love Points. Perfect name for this conversation.
That is perfect. Yeah.
Saying I still have the Atmos Summit 100. I would imagine that means 100,000 point offer in my email. Should I go for it or better? Should I go for it or better? I don't know. Find the Atmos Business 85K offer with a lower annual fee. Um, what do you think about that one, Philip?
Why not
100K on the
both?
summit. Yeah, there you go. That's the best
Yeah.
answer from Philip. Yeah, I mean
Um,
seriously, that really is like, are you going to be using either one of those as keepers or not? I guess is the first question, right? And if
yeah.
not, then they're just welcome offer cards. So both would be not a bad idea. But
I
yeah,
mean, honestly, like if they're targeting you, Yeah, obviously. Like I'm a sucker for a good mailer, which is great because I just got like another like 15 of them right here. So,
That's great. Do you? Oh, question about that real quick. Do you?
yeah.
I've always wondered about this. So I get mailers these days really only from like Amex on the business side. I guess Chase too
Hmm.
on the business side. But um, do you have your credit reports frozen at all times as well? I always wonder if they do like these weird soft pulls that then that's why they send you the mailers. Because I always have mine frozen.
Yeah,
I don't really receive that many, and I used to, but I started
I
freezing.
don't. I know I'm supposed to, but I never have. I've been kind of lazy. I do have like a million like so every single bank app that I have, and I have like I actually had to get two folders on my iPhone because I have too many banking apps. But every single one has alerts for that particular credit alert thing. So like I'm like if there is a problem, I kind of know about it
Right.
immediately. So I probably should just go ahead and freeze it, but I don't, and that's probably why I do get a lot of mailers.
Yeah. I mean, honestly, I've been thinking about like unfreezing it for the purpose of getting more mailers, especially with like, Amex pop-up jail and all this other stuff that we all have to deal with. But it's been a
Yeah.
long time since I got just like a straight up mailer for a personal card, especially. It's always like business platinum. I get that like
Oh yeah.
once a week, and
Hmm.
that's the one card that I don't have to spend for it. So it's like it's the one mailer I can't even use,
You
unfortunately.
should try adopting. That spin comes really easy.
Yeah, yeah. Maybe in a couple of years we'll see about that one.
Right? Yeah.
Yeah.
Do
I
it for the
mean,
points.
a kid for the points is that might be borderline.
Yeah.
Some issues going on there.
A little bit.
It's funny.
Yeah. A little bit.
I made a video this year talking about like credit card addiction in general. Just like I think the title was like, "Are you
That was
addicted
a
to
good
credit
one
cards?"
too. Yeah.
Oh, thank you. Yeah, I don't think people. I think it performed all right, but I think people probably don't want to face that idea in general. So maybe a bad title for it. But I'm going to talk about it again, like in hopefully next week's video. I still need to film it as we were talking about before this call. I don't even know if I'll get to it. Hopefully, I will. But
Yeah.
regardless, I'm talking about the idea of credit card addiction again, and it's actually. I mean, I guess it's kind of pertinent to this topic because obviously, if you're
Sure.
applying for as many cards as you are, a lot of people are wondering like, what the heck? Like, how is that possible for one, and is that too
Yeah.
much? I guess do you have just like a general idea about those
Yeah.
thoughts
It's
first, or
too
like I guess
much. Yeah.
doubters?
Don't do what I did.
Yeah.
So like honestly, the reason why I'm kind of upset about it at this point, and I'm not really upset. Like it is what it is. I've earned over a million points with Amex. I have 200,000 points with Chase. I have 100,000 with Delta, 100,000 with American, 200,000 at Atmos points. Like
Hmm.
like I'm good. Like I'm happy with where I'm at. But like it's kind of weird when you try to get a pre-approved for the Rakuten card, and I have to send it in 5 times in order to actually get it. I was like,
Yeah.
okay, all right, we started hitting some roadblocks.
Right. Right. Yeah. So I guess we haven't really covered. I know you sent me a message about this. I maybe should have put it somewhere else. I could probably put it in notes app while you're talking. But 24 cards. I know we talked about how not all of them were necessarily yours. Like you had your player two apply for a couple. Some of them are
Yeah,
like product change, but you could only product change because of like your history and stuff like that. So do you want to give us a
right.
quick rundown of maybe some of the top cards you went for, and I'll try to get a
Yeah,
notes thing separate.
absolutely. Yeah. So this year has been kind of a wild year, and
Hmm.
some of the cards are shiny. Like they're just
Yeah.
like, oh, like everyone's talking about it. Like I'll literally like I'll watch a video, and if Luke's talking about it, I'm applying for it or something like that. Like I applied for the Fairwinds Visa card because of Luke, and I was like, well, actually, that one I had a pretty interesting use for because you can actually convert your points that you're in there for staying at Disney branded hotels. And it's pretty much the only point system that lets you
Hmm.
do that, at least directly. And so that's kind of a big deal. And so that was one of the reasons I was looking for that card. But then again, there's the velocity was just too great. Let
Right.
me see if I can find that list. I'm looking forward to actually.
Yeah, I got it pulled up here now. I put on a separate
Okay.
thing so we don't
Oh
bounce
yeah, there it is.
anything.
Yeah.
Uh,
So yeah, so the Ritz Carlton card. I think you recently got it too, didn't you?
yes, yeah, I did. I got
Yeah.
the yeah upgraded. I don't know. I paid the annual fee very recently. I know that much. 450 hitting
It's a
your
couple
account.
months delayed, which is
Yeah.
wild. But yeah, no, the Ritz Carlton card. This one actually, this was insane. So I only got this card because Key was talking about it, and she was incredible because I was literally on the fence because I got the Bonvoy Boundless card. I got it with the 5 free night award offer the
Hmm.
year. I guess so that would have been not this past January, but the one January before that, or December. And so that was really solid. That actually ended up paying for our trip to Paris. We stayed at a hotel in Paris. I had a nice view of the Eiffel Tower, and
Nice.
we stayed there. We got the nights completely free because it was actually under the points that requirement for that one. So that one was really nice. And I was like, do I want this? I want this. I want this card. I want the Sapphire Lounge access. I want
Hmm.
all these benefits. And I was on the fence, and I watched Key's video, and she was like, just do it. And I was like, yeah, let's do it. So
Yeah.
I went ahead and did the product change. And what's wild is the day after I got the card in the mail, my mom called, and she found out, like, she actually had two flat front tires,
Mm.
and she didn't realize they were flat, so she kept trying to drive on it, and she was like, oh,
Oh.
this car feels funny. And
Yeah.
both tires actually detached from the wheel, which is
Dang.
bad.
Yeah.
And so she was like, I don't know what to do about this. And I said, wait a minute, I know what to do about this. And so we ended up, actually, I went over there, and I called, and it was great because they have a separate line at Chase if you have the Ritz Carlton card. And you call, they just pick up. Like, it's no
Hmm.
phone tree, nothing.
Yeah.
And within 25 minutes of that initial phone call, I had the tow truck in the driveway loading up the car,
Wow.
and that was just insane. That was just, it was insane to me. And I was like, you know what? Thank you, Key. You are
Yeah.
my savior. Honestly, like, this is incredible. And so, like, I've never looked back. Like, that has been one of my favorite cards. I always keep it in my wallet. I don't use it very much, except if I'm running a car. But it's fun to look at too. I love the little engraving kind of on it. It's
God,
just,
I
it's really
know.
cool.
I think it's my favorite card design that I have, honestly. And
Yeah.
I don't have a ton, I guess, but like out of the metal cards, I have like the Venture X, the Built card, Sapphire Reserve, Gold,
Hmm.
Business Gold, all that kind of stuff. And it's like, to me, that one, it's just the best. Honestly, I have like that dead like Centurion card, and even compared to that one, I'm like, I like
Yeah.
that Ritz card more. I think like
Oh yeah.
it's so nice, which is not a reason to apply for a card, guys. Come on, but you know,
It
it's
is
still
the
kind
reason
of
a
it's a
product
nice
changed to a
perk.
card, though.
Yeah, right. Yeah, putting that in people's heads here.
Yeah. Fun
Um,
fact though, about this. So I did a couple of videos about the Ritz Carlton card, and I found I got some ardent feedback from a user who had basically, apparently, Marriott actually changes their they actually changed the status in, I think it's February or March or something like that. And if you don't have the Ritz Carlton card before then, you actually apparently have to wait the next year to actually get the gold status.
I can tell you personal experience with that because that just happened to me.
Okay. All right.
So actually, I guess two interesting things with my Ritz Carlton process. One was that I product changed right before my second anniversary, so
Okay.
I kept it a full year. I was thinking about maybe going for the Brilliant before the 2 year anniversary, then product change the Ritz, have both of them. But I was like, that I don't say it. I don't want that much annual fee with just Marriott right now, so I didn't
Yeah,
decide to do
totally.
that. So whenever I did it before the second anniversary, whenever my whenever that hit, I got the 85,000 point free night certificate right away, which normally you have to wait,
Nice.
an extra year
Yeah.
for. So that was really nice for one. And then yeah, secondly though, actually at the creator meetup in Puerto Rico, I only had silver status at the Marriott I was staying at, and I didn't know that until I checked in. And they're like, you only have
Oh
silver, and
yeah.
I was like, I have a card. Like I had the card with me. I was like, this card gives me gold status, and they're like, yeah, you're gonna have to like contact Marriott about it.
Mm,
So I was like, whatever. It didn't, it doesn't make that much of a difference for that one stay because I wasn't even
right.
there anyways. But I, yeah. So whenever I got home, I called them. They told me I need to call Chase because it was an issue with their side of things. Chase said that's crazy. We need to talk about. You need to call someone else on their end. Called them back. They escalated it, and they told me it would take at least 15 days to hear back about that problem. Luckily, within like a week, they just automatically upgraded me to gold. So if you call them enough times, you can get your gold status immediately. But that's
Okay. Well,
it's
that's
still really
that is
annoying.
frustrating though. Yeah.
Yeah, I was
And
like,
I
I
don't
mean,
feel like enough people like know that. Like, I certainly
no,
didn't
I didn't know.
before. Yeah.
Yeah, well, I'm glad. I mean, honestly, I didn't know until you just said that other people experienced it. I thought it was just something weird with my account. So yeah, and I guess I should have said initially that I think my anniversary date was September, um, and I product changed, I guess, like right before then or right around that time, and then that's when I got the 85K, and like I said, the silver status, unfortunately. But
Yeah.
we're all good now. But
Yeah.
yeah, I mean, that's
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 good.
one card out of 24 here. Real quick, let
Right.
me pop back into the chat and make sure I didn't. Well, I have missed a lot, but let's see what I did miss. Here's a good question on this topic. Peaver. I don't even know if I can even say that. But I'm new to the credit card game and wondering how does everyone store or organize all their cards? See what
So I
Philip's got.
literally got this little card collector thing right here.
Yeah.
So it's I think it was
Yeah.
like $20 on Amazon, something like that.
I need to upgrade, I think. RJ Financial had links in his description
Oh yeah.
for like these right here, these like bifold wallets. Make sure this is the
Oh
card number
yeah,
showing.
those are cool.
But it holds like 20 cards or something like that. So I have two of those. Actually, I have three because I have debit cards for all the bank account churning I do. A
Nice.
lot of these are dead
Same.
cards though, so like you have
Yeah.
three of the Amex Gold cards because I wanted all the designs, stuff like that. But
Oh yeah.
that's physical, but digital. And someone already commented on this too. Digital, I do. I use a combination of well, now the credit card blueprint that we released on Monday. If y'all haven't seen that, I think there's like I don't know less than 10 spots left for the limited release, so y'all can go grab that. I don't even think I have it in the description. Shoot, go under the most recent video, find it. So I use the spreadsheet in combination with Max Rewards on the phone end. So I use computer and phone. I don't know what you use exactly, Philip, for
Yeah.
digital stuff.
So for digital stuff, I definitely use Max Rewards. I know some of the in the chat was talking about how they're kind of a big sponsor for View.
Hmm.
I swear by it. I know a lot of people like card pointers
Hmm.
because it's a little bit more secure in that you don't have to give them your login information.
Right.
But I'm lazy, I would rather. The one thing that does suck about Max Rewards, which I will say, is I have to go in and like kind of basically like re-log in every morning or every time I want them to check for the offers.
Yep.
But it's just like that's an extra maybe 5 minutes of my day, and that's a lot easier than me going through like making sure I sit down on my laptop and open up my bank, and then log into my each of my bank accounts and then make sure wait for the extension to do everything and stuff. So like I
Right.
prefer Max Rewards.
Yeah, to me too, it's like, if you're worried about the like security and all of that, then yeah, it's just not,
Hmm.
you don't need that kind of tracking then. Like you could just do it
Right. Yeah.
manually. Like for me, it's like I sign up for, Max Rewards because I want that auto tracking. And
Exactly. Yeah.
I mean, all these credit cards are I've always said this about, the difference between a credit card and a debit card. One of the big ones that we don't really talk about that much is the protection side of things. I mean, it's the bank's money
Absolutely.
that's on hand, not yours. So there's always that side of things too. I'm not really ever worried about fraud, honestly, with my cards because I bank with
Yeah.
banks that will give me my money back. So,
Exactly. I just had to change my USAA credit card number because I hadn't checked in a while, and somebody got a hold of it somehow and was using it to for the New York subway.
hmm,
And so I was just
that's kind
like,
of
yeah, none
crazy.
of these are mine. Yeah, I know. And I was like, none of these are mine. And they just like, okay, we'll get issuing you a new card. And that is one of, sorry, my brain just kind of shorted out. That
No,
is
you're
one of the
good.
great things about having so many credit cards because like if one gets shut down, it's not the end of the world. I have another
Right.
wallet to pivot to. And that's one of the things about all these people freaking out about the city elite shutdowns. And we can get into that if you want to.
Yeah.
But like having another wallet means that all I do is I put that piece of metal down and I pick up my let's see, where else am I going? I don't even have it out here. My venture card or something, my saver card or something, and it's like it's right just in my wallet.
Right.
And it's a great way to kind of reduce stress. You don't need to have 24, but
Yeah.
having at least a couple is helpful.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, it's like all the classic. Like you also, if you have Amex cards, of course, you're gonna need a Visa for all this international. Like
Oh
it's
yeah.
just having a good arsenal to lean on. Is your Apple Wallet just full of cards, or do you like not add them to that?
So I actually just recently changed phones. I got the 17 Pro because I did have the 14 Pro Max,
Hmm.
and I hated it because it was so big and it didn't work with my gimbal or anything and like a bunch of other stuff. And so I ended up just upgrading my phone. And so when I did that, they were like, "Oh, do you want to add in your 35 cards or whatever?" And I was like, I'm good. So I just kind of like have been more like if it's part of my normal setup, it's there, or if I'm working on a sign up bonus, it's there, but everything else is not. And so,
Yeah.
which is actually funny because I've actually started to get a couple of offers from banks to get me to re-add my card to my digital
Mm.
wallet. Like let's see, what card was that? That was my, yeah, actually, yeah, my one pay card. No, it was my Fidelity card. If I get, I think it's like five purchases on digital wallet, they gave me $25 in rewards, and I was like, yeah,
Dang.
sure, that's worth it. So
Yeah.
actually, yeah, try doing that. You might get some more money.
Yeah, I used to like I would always add every card I got into my Apple Wallet, and I recently did like a purge of it because I'm like I only need like like 3 or 4 on here, honestly.
Yeah,
But yeah,
yeah.
let's see. There's a lot of good. I didn't realize how many messages I actually had missed going up here, but we had a lot of other creators join as well. Cesar, as we were talking about
Cesar,
earlier.
that
What's
was a
going
great meetup,
on?
man. You did amazing, and picking that
Yes,
hotel
absolutely.
too. That was like 90% of what it was great.
Yeah, I've said it I think already on one of these lives, but I got to be his son for the weekend to get into that hotel because I did not get to book that, and
Oh,
it was
nice.
amazing. Yeah, it was great. Also, Jay, who was at the meetup too, saying Spencer and Philip, glad to see this collab. Hope y'all
Yeah,
are well. I'm doing great. I
great
don't know
to
about
see
Philip,
Jay.
but yeah,
Yeah, this is awesome. Yeah,
we got to get Jay to 1,000 subscribers too. Yeah, he's
absolutely.
gonna
Yeah, he's not at 1,000 yet.
no, he's doing a I don't know if you want to call it a challenge right now, but an incentive to get him there.
Oh,
Where
that's
if he
right.
hits
Yeah.
it, you get to plan like a full trip for him. Basically, I'll pull it up right now. He's getting pretty close actually. I think I've
So
seen
let's see.
him go
Where
up like
should we
100.
send Jay? Should we send him to?
That's the question.
You know,
Yeah, you can see up
we
here.
is it? Does it have to be domestic or international?
No, I think it's literally anywhere. He made a post about it. Um,
He needs
oh
to
look,
do that
Antarctica.
Antarctica cruise.
The Antarctica cruise. What's that one?
You literally you sail around. I forgot what the cape is. Is it Cape Horn or something? It's supposed to be some of the roughest seas in the world or whatever, and you just have to like sit in your cabin and like while you wait, and then you just go to stand on Antarctica for like 20 minutes, and you just pay $20,000.
I have seen that. Yeah, I get, make him pay $20,000. 1,000 subscribers, you got the money for it, right? That's how YouTube works.
Right? Yeah, yeah. I just bought my fourth car. You know, it's awesome.
Yeah. If only.
Yeah,
Let's see
seriously.
here.
That's what Max Rewards is for.
Skyrod saying great video, guys. Thank you, thank you.
Thanks so much for being here.
Tyler's credit card tips. Also a big channel
Tyler's got some good
supporter.
stuff.
Yeah, and he's got videos of his own as well. I just
Yeah.
realized too that I hope I didn't miss any super chats that came in because I had the wrong tab up this whole time. But yeah, Tyler's stuff is great. I did miss them. Look what an arse I've made of myself here. Let's see here. Still trying to figure out this new software. I honestly don't know if I really like it that much, but
It
I'm
is
trying.
it is a different workflow.
Yeah.
You know, and that can be difficult to get used to.
Have you used Riverside before, or are you
I
streaming?
use StreamYard, so like
Yeah,
Anthony got me on that one.
that's what I used to use too. So we got that one. Woodsy, again, thank you for the guy 5 gifted. Ricky came in earlier and I didn't see this. I'm so sorry. He doesn't pop up on my other thing for some reason. That's a good question though. Ricky said, "How do you deal with all the hard inquiries, or do you have very little since you're already with them?" I'm assuming maybe saying kind of like the Amex thing, where
Yeah.
once you're, a customer with them,
So
whatever, a client, you won't get hard inquiries
yeah,
anymore.
great question. So Ricky, is it? I think. Yeah.
Yes. Yep.
So Ricky, the fun fact is just to not care about the sucks so much. So so it's funny because Credit Karma, they are designed to make you feel bad about literally anything you do with your credit card life. Like you got a new card. Well, that sucks. You're stupid. Why don't you help that out by getting another card? It's just everything you do is going to sound terrible to
Right.
Credit Karma. But the fun thing is that once you hit like what is it like 5 or 6 inquiries in a 2-year period, there's no worse way to where to go. Like you're already been dinged for that, so there's not really a difference between 10 and 15 inquiries. And so it's now some banks like Citi, like they look for inquiries in over the last 6 months or something, and so like obviously Citi is like kind of less favorable with me right now, and that's kind of why. But for most of the banks that it's not there's not that much of a difference, especially if you have a stronger credit profile in other areas too.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. I feel Mo here saying inquiries from inquiries. Of course. Classic. Which, yeah, that's like that side of the game that I really haven't tapped into, I don't think. I think the blanket statement here too is that your credit profile has to be able to support that, right? Like if you're getting denied because you have 3 inquiries already, and that's like what they're reporting as being one of your issues, or too many recent accounts or something like that, then there's something else going on that needs to be solved first, before you go as
Yeah.
hard as that. But yeah, it seems like once you're in that kind of like that real like gaming of the system up there with people like Philip and Luke, it does not matter how many inquiries you have, like he said, past a certain point. That's what it seems
Right.
like from the outside perspective. But yeah, thank you for the super chat for that. And I'm sorry we didn't get to it until now. I feel really bad about that, but I'm going to restore the window so I can see it next time.
Yeah, there you go.
Xavier, another channel member for 3 months right now, just dropped a message saying, "Evening, guys." And I can't even say that word there. I don't even know if you know what that is, Philip, but that is for a Texas fan like me. Can't even get close to saying that. That's our rival school.
Oh, is it? Okay.
Yeah. He said, Spencer, you made my 2025 YouTube top 5 creators. Thanks for the content this year. That's so cool.
That's
I
awesome.
Have you seen that? Has that popped up on your app yet? Because I
It
have
hasn't
not
popped up
seen.
for me yet, but I wonder if
Yeah,
it's because I'm a creator. I don't know if
I think
has
it
any
might
because
be.
I asked Anthony if his has come up, and he said nothing on his.
Yeah.
So I don't know.
I know. I wanted to see mine as well. I mean, I do all my video watching from the same account because I have YouTube Premium on my business account, I guess. But yeah, I had a few people DM me about that today, or like in the Discord in the credit community, saying that they had me in the top 5, which is honestly kind of crazy. So thank you for that.
That is amazing. Yeah.
But yeah, I'm not going to miss any more of these, so y'all don't feel discouraged. You can still super chat. Not to
Please.
force your hand here, but all right, let's see. Scrolling back up here. Man, there's a lot of
Sergio
folks
has
in
an
here.
interesting
Kevin,
question.
oh, I'll go back down to that one. Kevin saying, hopped in to say hi from John R's live. I love John. I didn't
Yeah,
get to see him
John's
at
a
the
great
meetup.
guy. Yeah, he
Who
was
did you say?
supposed to go and they just had some housing issues.
Who did you say had a question you wanted to look at?
Sergio Gutierrez Jr.
What Sergio asks is, do you think getting the Capital One Venture One card for the easy intro offer, uh, since it's free and it'll boost the credit utilization, or should I just wait for the Capital One Venture X?
Yeah.
You can start with this one.
It depends on if you've already been denied for the Venture X, honestly. If you have a shot at it, I would say go for that one. But the Venture One, I actually got for a very stupid reason. Because Capital One was not giving me a credit limit increase, but they would give me a new card. So I applied for the Venture One, got $2,000 a credit limit, and then basically I waited a couple months, transferred that to a card that I actually use, and then I just kind of keep that in my wallet until they shut it down. So
Gotcha.
yeah,
Yeah, I mean, if it were me, I guess well, they have the new welcome offer language, but I think it's just for the Venture and Venture X, right? It's not for the Venture One even.
yeah,
I'm
I
pretty
don't think it includes the
sure.
Venture One. So like, yeah, I wouldn't be.
Regardless, I wouldn't. I would probably go straight for the Venture X if you can get it too. Just because better
Yeah.
offer, you can use it for a year. If you don't like it, you can cancel after that. I think it still has the 100K offer. I think I have a link for that down below. Just the best card links that should pop up there. But yeah, that card, you have more upside potential with it. I can't imagine the Venture One would actually be used in really anybody's setup, since it only gives
Well,
you what 1.25.
there is one setup that really intrigues me about the Venture One card, and if I can, I didn't mean to
Yeah,
steal the spotlight. Okay,
no, no, go.
so Capital One is very interesting to me because they give you one-to-one transfer partners with a
Yeah,
no annual fee setup, which is huge. And what that would make it would be the Quicksilver card, the Saver card, and the Venture One. And so you use the Quicksilver card as your catch-all. It's 1.5, but all of us, including some people in the chat, love Chase. So that's fine. And then we get the Saver card for literally everything else, and that's great. And then we have the Venture One just gives you access to the transfer partners, and that's really huge. And so
yeah.
that's interesting to me, but I totally get why people don't want to do it. In fact, I probably will never do it, but I can see the value in that setup.
I see that more as a value. I think that's something I recommend a lot of my consulting calls is people that want to get rid of like the Venture X. They don't want to pay the annual fee anymore. It's like, well,
Right.
if you just downgrade to the Venture One, yeah, you're sacrificing maybe an offer on it by downgrading, but you're talking. I think it might be like 20,000 points if that. Which just to keep open the transfer partner access, I think it's worth that downgrade for a lot of folks. So I
Absolutely.
could see myself even actually doing that soon because the Venture X for me, like now that I have the Sapphire Reserve and the Ritz Carlton as like my main 2 travel cards,
Yeah.
I just don't have a need for the Venture X right now. So I might actually be making that downgrade myself. I don't know.
Yeah. I need it because of Costco. But
PayPal debit, dude. That's all I'm using it for.
I mean, so here's the thing. I'm such a point hound that I would rather get 2x than 5% back.
Yeah, I guess it obviously depends on how you're redeeming, right? and how many points you need on the travel side. I guess that's more of the question, you know.
Exactly. Yeah.
I'm personally just kind of like, since that's my only expense, it's really I mean, I guess I'm doing all groceries on it right now, but I guess fun fact for people that are on the live that other people haven't got to see this yet, I am switching my non-Costco grocery spend back to the Strata Premier. Now I get confused with the Elite.
Oh, okay.
Just because, you know, 3x on groceries. I cashed out all of my city points last year, which is another thing I'll talk about in the video next week.
Does that work for that?
It doesn't work for Costco. It works for everything outside of Costco. So I'll use the PayPal debit still for Costco, and then switch my non-Costco grocery spend to that card.
That makes sense.
But what was I going to say about that? Oh yeah, I guess I honestly like the hybrid approach a lot, and I do come from a privileged perspective where I earn like referral points, so I don't need as many points as somebody else. But regardless, I haven't traveled much this year, so my welcome offers have kept me going all year. You know, I haven't even tapped into the other stuff. So
absolutely,
it's you have to make that balance, so that calculation to see how many points do you really need to make the trips happen that you want. And I could see an argument for taking like 2x points and miles instead. Yeah, personally, I just think the PayPal debit is just so easy to recommend because it doesn't even impact your credit at all. So I like it.
That is true, and I have that too. I haven't used it very much since I got it, but
that's literally all I do it for. I think, yeah, I've saved a good amount already. I got it this year. I think honestly, I'd have to look it up, but I've saved enough that's actually like substantial. You know, like it's decreased my grocery bill by I guess like 5% every time, which is pretty nice.
Yeah.
Earlier, I missed as well that Luke joined in. Luke's Points and Miles. We've been talking about you tonight, saying what's up, players.
Yeah, we've been talking about Luke a lot tonight. He's a great guy. Love him.
Richie said that his YouTube wrap popped up and credit card content was only my third top category behind cooking and e-readers.
Okay. Someone's been comparing different types of Kindles recently.
I was going to say, is that what that means? Like, you've watched that much e-reading content? Or I might be out of the loop on what that actually means.
I really was when the Color Soft came out. I was like, okay, is this actually worth getting? And I decided not to, but it's very compelling.
I don't even know what that is, to be honest with you. And I have a Kindle and everything. What is that?
It's just a Kindle with color, but it kind of sucks. I did actually get the Books Palma, which is like it's basically like a phone, but it's an e-reader, and I love that because it's like if I'm going to bed, like 90% of the videos that I do that are news based, I get started by just scrolling on Reddit. Mm-hmm. So I scroll on Reddit like before I'm going to bed, and doing it on that screen really helps me like just get ready for bed. So
right. I need to do better at that. I've been on that bad kick of like I'm just so like YouTube pilled that I just watch that for my entertainment. So the problem with that is at night you can watch multiple 10-minute videos and it doesn't feel like you're really watching TV, like it's short, they're quick videos, whatever.
Exactly.
But then I watch that until I fall asleep, and that's just not been good for my sleep habits lately. But
yeah,
what do you do? My girlfriend's a big reader. She loves to read.
Same. So my wife is too.
She's always doing it. Yeah. Let's see here. There's so many messages that I missed. The other annoying thing about this, just for you, since you know how these softwares work, is that the chat, anytime someone sends a chat, it automatically scrolls back down. So then I lose my post. Which is really annoying.
It is very annoying.
Look, just at the bottom here saying, I don't know what your name is. Pura Vida, I see that in there. Saying, probably hi, Luke, in there.
Yeah.
Here's a good question. I'm just going to work from the bottom up, and if y'all said something that I missed, please retype it, and I will see it. Lithium saying, Spencer, why are you running both this Chase Sapphire Reserve and the Ritz? I've got the Chase Sapphire Reserve, just renewed at $550, and considering Ritz when my 1 year hits on my Marriott, but trying to justify having both fees. For me, I mean, if you want one of those cards just for lounge access, then yeah, I guess it's redundant, but both of those cards offer so many benefits that I'm still able to get plenty of positive value from both. So I do have the overlap of the lounge access. That's really the only thing that overlaps, honestly. They each have their own travel credits. So that's, for the Ritz card, that already takes away like $300 from that annual fee. Not to mention it comes with an 85,000 point free night. So that alone, if you can get a good redemption value for it, even if you got, you could say one for simple numbers here. I know it's not obviously guaranteed with Marriott, but 1 cent per point, that's $850. So granted, you have to earn enough points with Marriott outside of that free night to book other nights with them or pay out of pocket. But for me,
or you can just make Ritz-Carlton videos and get referrals.
Exactly. Yeah, there you go. Yeah, I do have. I again, that's another fortunate thing from the YouTube perspective that we do have
Mhm.
those. So like, I don't really worry about that as much. I know Chase did have a. They just had a big bonus from Marriott actually, and I was
They
considering doing
did.
some points.
So
I didn't end up doing it,
I
but
will never do that, but that's just because like I was hearing about I think it was Frequent Miler that was I love listening to them. They
mhm.
were talking about like they always buy the points because if they're on sale, you can buy them at half a cent a point, which means you
Yep.
cash out the Chase points, buy them, but then you also earn points on that purchase, especially if you can stack it
Yes,
sometimes through Rakuten or something like that.
or subs
And
too. That
so,
helps.
yeah, so it's like it's marginally better. So that's whenever I have to transfer to Marriott, that's what I do. But
That makes
you know,
sense. I mean, that's what a lot of people do with like IHG Hilton as well. Is just buy those points. Yeah, I've considered doing that. If I had like a big sign up bonus that I needed to hit, I might do that as part of my strategy. But I guess bottom line to answer Lithium's question is it really is just the fact that both of them offer enough benefits to get positive value from. But I
so
could
I
always
got
downgrade if I want to.
yeah, I got to ask, what
Hmm.
is your favorite and your least favorite credit on the CSR?
My favorite and least favorite credit. Trying to think. Even this year, I just got the benefits like a month and a half ago or whatever, in end of
Right.
October,
Oh, that's right, because
and
you didn't get grandfathered in, which I hate that decision. But yeah.
yeah, that was really annoying. But I already used 250 on the edit credit, which is kind of an extra 250 since I didn't have access all year. I'm just using it for the last bit here. What I really like about that edit credit, I'm just going to say this up front. I don't know if I wouldn't say it's my favorite, but the fact alone that Chase allows you to use your points for those edit bookings at 2 cents per point, where you can split the
Oh,
purchase in points and the edit credit,
that is
makes it very
nice.
valuable. So it's like I'm getting
Okay,
2 cents per point for a hotel plus 250 back every
that's
6 months.
awesome.
So
Yeah,
for me,
because
I don't mind
Amex
it.
only gives you 1 cent on FHR bookings.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah.
So, and I wouldn't want to use my points for an FHR booking at that rate. Like, you
No,
probably just pay out of pocket. And so
absolutely.
with the
Yeah.
Chase points, I don't have to do that. So that is like a lesser known thing that I do like about that credit. I think the dining one probably has to be pretty low on a lot of people's priority list. It's just annoying because there's not enough restaurants to make it that worth it. But for
Right.
me, in downtown Austin, like I live basically right in downtown, it's pretty easy for me to use it.
Yeah. That makes
Let
sense.
me look at all the benefits. What do you have some ideas that you were gonna
Well,
mention?
I hate the Lyft thing. Like the Lyft thing is just egregious to me. Like
The
I think
ten
it's
dollars
because
per month, or
it's well it's so it's $15 per month yeah, but it's two five
oh, the
dollar.
DoorDash, you mean?
Oh, is that what the DoorDash
It's
is? It's
DoorDash.
the
Yeah, that one is
oh, okay,
really
yeah.
annoying. Yeah.
Yeah, the DoorDash one. The because it's the food delivery and then also the grocery thing, which I don't know. Have you ever ordered groceries on DoorDash?
Yeah, it's funny. It's one of those things that a lot of people. I completely understand why people don't like it, but
It works for
I,
you? Yeah.
yeah, it works for me. Like I haven't used it much recently, but they used to send me massive discounts for DoorDash by being a Dash Pass member, which you also get with the card.
Oh, cool.
So I would use it probably like say once a month or whatever, get $10 back, but I would get that on top of like a 50% discount. So I'd end up saving like $60 in an order, and I did that like 3 different times. One for
Okay.
like pet food for Odin, and like two for groceries. So like even that alone actually saved me money, but it's definitely not
I
my
get
favorite.
that.
That probably is my least favorite, just the way they broke it up.
Yeah.
This one we're talking about.
Yeah. That's right. Yeah, no.
But yeah, honestly, like it's funny. Surprisingly, like if we're talking about least valuable, obviously for me Peloton is worthless. Like that's just,
Right.
it's just not anything. But I don't use Apple TV or Apple Music, so this is a massive value for a lot of people. Nothing for me,
No, yeah.
which is kind of surprising for some, I guess. But all the other ones I actually get pretty good value from.
That's
Yeah.
good.
Do you have the Sapphire Reserve? Have you ever had it?
No. No.
Okay.
And
Yeah.
we have this Chase Sapphire Preferred,
Yeah.
and it's a solid card. I hate the hoops of the online grocery, particularly because like we can easily run around it. Like it's because most of the time we get delivery or pickup anyway, and so especially with Publix for us, like you just do DoorDash pickup and it's the same thing,
Right.
and you get the 3x. But it's like I just like if I want to go into Publix and actually just pick up something. Like if I forgot to put something on the order, like I need to have something else in my wallet, or else I'm just getting 1x, which is like
Right.
it's frustrating. And I feel like if they change that, I feel like a lot more people would appreciate it.
Yeah. Yeah, I completely agree. I mean, I also used it whenever I had the Sapphire Preferred because I would order DoorDash, curbside with HEB here in
Oh yeah,
Texas, and it coded the same exact thing. We always order curbside for the most part, so I
yeah,
actually found use for the Sapphire Preferred in that regard. But now it's for me, it's like I said, PayPal debit for groceries or Costco and the Strata
that's smart.
Premier. I want to earn
Yeah,
more
that's a
City
good one.
Thank You points now.
Yeah.
I literally have like 4,000 points now because I don't use it like at all. But we're on our way.
Here's the thing though, the Mesa card just got huge because you can transfer them to Omni now, and
Yeah, I saw you made, or maybe Matt Kloss made a video on that, and I didn't know.
yeah.
I haven't looked into it too hard.
So I mine's available for if you're a member of my channel, you can watch it right now, but
Hmm.
it's dropping tomorrow. But the Mesa card is they transfer to Omni now, which is insane. Now the transfer ratio doesn't sound good. It's 30,000 Mesa points to 100 Omni points, but it's 100 Omni points can book one night at any property. And so
Hmm.
if you want to stay at the Amelia Island Beach Resort, 100 points. If you want to
So
stay
interesting.
at yeah, exactly. And so if you want to stay at like the Omni Grove Park Inn in Asheville, which is like it was like $700 a night when we just visited the lobby, that's 100 points. And so it's really actually kind of easy to get good value with those 30,000 points as long as you don't get one of the ones that's like $250 a night.
Interesting. I literally hadn't even heard of that program. 100. Yeah, that's a really weird.
Yeah,
Yeah, I know Mesa is great. We probably should have you talk a little bit about that. Honestly, do you want to
sure.
talk about it for a second? I actually haven't done this yet at all, but I've been drinking the Zevia and I have to go to the restroom. So maybe you can teach people
Oh
about
yeah,
this real quick while I walk away about the Mesa
awesome.
card because I
All
want to talk
right,
more about it.
we're gonna do a takeover. It's awesome.
There you go. I
All
don't think I
right,
can
so the
even move
Mesa
myself
card
away,
here.
but go for it.
All right. So the Mesa card here, no annual fee, is really solid. So this card is great for if you're actually going to kind of have actual house expenses, right? So this is solid with because it earns 3x on contractors, 3x on basically like furniture stores, home decor stores. It earns 3x with taxes and insurance and even utilities earns 3x too, which is really crazy because to earn 3x on your power bill, on your car insurance, it's crazy. But then it also earns 3x on your on daycare, which can be really big because if you are someone who actually is paying for daycare, that can be a substantial figure. And so doing 3x is great, is that's perfect. Then you get 1x on your mortgage. Now you have to tell them how much your mortgage is. And then they can demand to ask for your statement, which is kind of solid. But then once you do that, you actually have to spend $1,000 a month on the actual card in order to get those mortgage points. But then, if you're using the $1,000 in spend on, say, your power bill, your car insurance, all those sorts of bills every month, you probably will be close to hitting that $1,000 anyway. So, honestly, just picking up an extra 4 or 5 thousand points a month is definitely worth keeping this card in my wallet for.
Oh, I had myself muted. Yeah, I've learned a lot about it from your channel, even though I don't own a home. I think it's just a really interesting product. I learned a lot about it from you as well as Bo Spins Points or Bo Newman
Oh
on
yeah,
here as well. And he specifically talks about like the daycare category. Like that alone is huge because that expense
yeah,
for a lot of people is massive. And I guess you're really only stuck with miscellaneous spin cards outside of the Mesa card. I think,
pretty much, yeah,
and I guess you might get that earning rate covered more coming
yeah.
soon, but yeah, now they have transfer partners, a limited list of transfer partners, but plenty powerful enough to make some stuff happen as you're just talking about. Either I guess with Omni now, or they have like what 4 airline partners or something like that as well. Did you mention that?
Yes, they do have a number of airline partners. They're a little bit. You have to be kind of read up in the game, and you have to kind of execute like partners of partners. So they
Yeah.
do have Air Canada, which is really good because you have access to like Tap Air Portugal a lot. You have access to United, some things like that. They also have Air India, which actually
Hmm.
the Air India is really interesting to me because you can book domestic United flights for as low as 5,000 Mesa points, which is really
Yeah,
huge.
it's crazy.
And then they have, let's see, they have Cathay Pacific, which actually I just used to save $5,000 on my business class redemption. So if you want to
Yeah.
learn, is it okay if I Can
Yeah,
I
yeah, you can do whatever you
talk about
want. Yeah.
myself? Okay. So if you do want to learn how I saved $5,000 on just my Mesa card points this year, I will have my video up tomorrow. If you do want to become a member, that's available for you today. I think it's the mid tier version is the one that gets the early access. So, but yeah, thanks so much for letting me plug myself a little bit.
Yeah, of course. Yeah, I saw that post today, so it was perfect timing.
Yeah,
Um, yeah, you made this post about how it saved you $5,000 on your business class trip, which is like, yeah, this actually plays really well into, I talked about the Wells Fargo card lineup recently on the channel, and I think in a similar way, people might look at Mesa's partners and be like, it's just not enough for me to like really care about. And it's like, I mean, if you put in a little bit of time and effort to learning how these airline alliances work and everything, which really
absolutely.
doesn't take that much effort. And like, in our blueprint, we have a full spreadsheet that teaches you where you're
Yeah,
able to transfer all that kind of stuff like that. It becomes pretty easy. And then you realize that those, whatever, 5 partners become 20 partners really quickly. And it's like,
absolutely.
takes just a
Yeah.
little bit of time.
And the thing about this is it's very easy to be overwhelmed with this
Hmm.
points and miles game. But here's the thing, you only need to learn one thing. You got to figure out what it is you're doing, right? So whenever I'm actually start making a booking, I look
Hmm.
on Kayak to see who flies what I want. And then from there, like I'll just Google like how to book that particular airline. And then
Right.
there'll be like a Point Sky article or a frequent miler article or something like that. And then you just execute that plan, and it's just you know what you're going to be traveling to, you know what your goal is, and you just have to know how to do that one thing, and then the rest can come after that.
Right. Yeah, I think that's the important thing too. There's also all those tools out there these days that you can use to help with the flight stuff. Like,
Absolutely.
I mean, I'll
Yeah,
just put, Seats.air, I'll pay for it for 10 bucks for a month, book the flight I need, call it
absolutely.
good, cancel it. If you
Yeah,
really want to save money, look at the annual plan. But stuff like that has really simplified the game for me as somebody that doesn't really know. I wouldn't say that like I'm an expert when it comes to the points and miles stuff. I mean, I've always had great value redemptions whenever I fly international and stuff. But
right.
yeah, it's really something that anybody can learn. It just seems intimidating at first. I get it because I was stuck in that mindset for a long time. Um,
Yeah.
let's see, people were asking about the Mesa card. Connor was saying, is the Mesa card not super sketchy with only being recently made?
So I do have some frustrations with the Mesa card. So first of all, for some reason, they don't support authorized users on this card. So basically, what I ended up doing was I added this as my digital wallet, and I just gave my wife the actual physical card,
Mm,
and which is kind of frustrating. And then getting a hold of customer service is getting a little bit better. There's not a phone number; it's an email address you send your question to, and they're like, "We'll respond to you," and they usually do within a business day or two. And most of the time, your questions get resolved in the first shot, which is great. A friend of mine who I referred the car to is he started kind of playing around with the multipliers a little bit just to see like which contractor actually does things, because he actually works in property management, and so he does a lot of those types of expenditures. And whenever something doesn't pop up as an actual like a vendor or a contractor where you should get 3x, all they do is they email Mesa, ask them about doing it, and he said 9 times out of 10, most of the time, they're just like they just adjust it on the back end on the first
hmm.
shot. So it is a little bit different because it is kind of like a fintechy kind of thing, but they do a good job of following through most of the time.
Yeah, always pros and cons to a new product like that. One of which
Yeah,
being that if there's less users, you get a lot more customer support if you can reach them, of course. But it sounds like there's stuff like that where you're just talking directly to the company basically, and they're helping work things on the back end for you. So that's pretty cool.
absolutely.
I know Jay here said that Mesa card seems like a great card that I like to get when I settle down a bit. These categories are great, and also looking at these statement credits, it looks kind of insane for a no annual fee card. Which yeah, we didn't even talk about any. I don't
That's
well,
true.
maybe I
Yeah.
missed it, but we have
We
all these
actually just
credits
got
too.
our Costco membership paid for by the Mesa
Hmm.
card. The thing that does suck is Costco is only 1x. I tried.
Mm.
I just did one of those things where I was like, I'm going to do it for my YouTube channel. So we went into the liquor store and I bought some Four Roses, for the YouTube channel. So it's a legitimate business expense. Wink, wink.
Yeah, yeah.
And then we went through the regular checkout line, tried there, and of course we had to test everything scientifically for the channel. So we had to get a hot dog and try it there. And each of the three transactions both coded as 1x.
Hmm.
And so that's unfortunately just the way it is with Mesa. So you get the credit, you just don't get the multipliers, which is sad.
Yeah, I mean, still, it's like that. If that's something you're paying for already, 65
Yeah,
bucks right there in your pocket,
absolutely.
and
Yeah.
I am paying for that, and of course,
The Lowe's
annual
credit
Lowe's
is
credit.
gold.
Yeah,
$30 every quarter is insane.
yeah, that's awesome. Yeah, honestly, really solid looking card. It's stuff like this, like these cards, are ones that I honestly just haven't even. Well, for Mesa's kind of obvious why I haven't considered it, I guess, because I don't have those expenses really.
Yeah.
But it's just these smaller cards like this that I just like put so far on my back burner because I don't want to mess with my inquiries and stuff like that. Even though I know it really probably doesn't matter, but like 524 status, all that stuff, I still try to keep track of.
Yeah.
Yeah,
To
you
be
can
fair,
convince
I'm
me
missing
though.
out. Yeah.
You could convince me to just go LOL 24 if I'm being honest. I've been on the edge of that for a while.
I brought Anthony to the dark side. We can get you too.
Yeah, I might need to.
Do
It's getting
it.
to that point though where it's like, I mean, even like a card like the Fidelity Visa, which technically I don't really need, but it's just like I don't know. I already have a bunch of accounts with Fidelity. I could get a little welcome offer. I could use it for miscellaneous spend, especially if I move away from the Venture X. Like all this kind of stuff that it's just like I don't know. Maybe I should try out these other lesser known cards and just get them to get them. But
This is honestly kind of a goated card. This is going to be in my backup travel wallet, and because it has no foreign transaction fees now, and 2% cash back on everything, it's a Visa card. Like it's a great card, and I love that you can redeem into a brokerage account, any type of brokerage account. Now, the one thing that's kind of frustrating, I've learned that Amex or like Charles Schwab and Fidelity have different approaches to how to view credit card rewards. So Charles Schwab, at least according to my understanding of the way things were a couple months ago when I looked into it, is that they view the rewards that you convert from your Amex as not applying to your cap, your contribution limit for
right.
tax advantaged accounts. Whereas Fidelity, they do count it against your limit for tax advantaged
It's good to
accounts.
know.
So if you're having trouble maxing out your not the 401k, but the other,
The
the
Roth
Roth, or yeah, if you're having trouble
IRA.
maxing that out, this is definitely a good way to help you. If you're already maxing it out, then I definitely wouldn't try to put too much spend towards that, unless you wanted to put that spend towards like a 529 plan or something like that.
Right. I guess you could always redeem into just a normal
Yeah,
brokerage account that
totally.
isn't tax advantaged and do that. That's
Yeah,
actually a really good note because I was thinking I would just direct that to the Roth, but I maxed it out without the
yeah.
rewards. So
And even
good.
if
Yeah.
you just transfer your benefits over to a normal brokerage account, as long as you hold that security for, I think it's greater than a year, and when you sell, like then you don't have the short term capital gains tax, which is the kind of the killer. But
Right. Yeah. No, that's a good note. Yeah. I mean, that was one of the 24 cards you got this year, I think, as
yeah,
well. And you also, I keep like I want to get to the chat, and then I see something else. You
oh yeah,
trigger something for me to look at on the note sheet because at the end of the day, we are talking about these cards you got approved for, I guess.
that is true.
Um,
Yeah,
but you got the Fidelity Rewards card, and then got the Robinhood Gold as well.
yep,
So
absolutely.
that's a classic debate I feel like right now between the Robinhood
Oh
Gold and the
yeah.
Fidelity card. So what are your takes on that?
So I actually just did a video where I was talking about the keep or cancel decision for this card, and
Ooh, wait, let
I
me get you
ultimately
on full
decided
screen.
to keep it. Oh yeah,
I want to see that card
we got to
again.
show that. There we
Oh yeah,
go.
there you go.
Now, here's the thing. I do want to compare this to the actual gold card. So, if you notice, there's a difference in kind of texture. Like this one seems kind of a little like, I don't know, whiter or more silver.
Mm-hmm.
But I do like this little kind of engraving here, which is kind of nice. But another fun thing is that I can show you the back of this card too.
Mm.
So it's like kind of the Apple card in that respect. But the Robinhood Gold card, I got it because shiny, because there wasn't a sign up bonus. But I did get taken off the wait list, and how I got taken off the wait list was actually kind of interesting. So I signed up for Robinhood Gold, the monthly version, when I got on the wait list, and basically I was like, okay, I'm not going to just be paying a monthly fee in hopes that I get this card. So I canceled it. And then I think in sometime a couple months ago, after that, I got an email that if I deposited $2,000 and kept it there for, I think it was like maybe it was $5,000. If I kept it there for 2 months, then I would get a couple $100s. I forgot exactly how much it was, and basically, I once the day after I actually got that reward for holding that in the Robinhood account is when I got off the wait list. And
Hmm.
so I guess they were just like, how much can we, does he have the money? And then also, how much can we, change his behavior? And so
Right.
I think that's kind of the big thing is just like, do they think they can make money off of you?
Right. Yeah. And were you already a Robinhood Gold member before that and everything while you're on the wait
I
list or?
I was not currently
Okay.
throughout being on the wait list. I actually just canceled it and I was just like, fine, whatever. And then actually, so it's weird. So I think in order to actually qualify for that, I did have to sign up for the Robinhood Gold card.
Yes. Yeah.
Or
I
the
read that.
Robinhood Gold like subscription.
Hmm.
And so I did that for the month, and then that's when I actually got onto the actual thing. So
Interesting.
I didn't pay for it while I was waiting.
There was that whole like workaround method that came out that I was seriously
Yes,
debating using, and I decided against it. But I was like, I mean, literally on the screen to apply, and I was like, no, maybe not. I just don't know what's gonna happen with it.
I
But
know.
do you know anybody
The
that
one
did
time
that?
we
Or
actually like Credit Karma.
right, yeah. Have you ever seen anybody do that successfully? And have you heard if there's any problems about that yet?
I heard I had a number of people comment and email me saying that they were able to get it successfully. It seemed like
Yeah.
that was a pretty good thing for a lot of different people. I haven't heard of any like account closures from
Yeah.
that, and I figured if it did happen, we definitely would have heard of it by now.
I think so too. Yeah, I saw that a lot of people were getting approved, and then maybe some people had some holds for like a week or two on their account, and
Oh
they were able
yeah,
to use it, like stuff like that. But I don't know. I
yeah,
was just like, again, that's me like being risk averse with this stuff, which I guess
yeah.
it's not a bad thing. But yeah, I would use that card as my daily spend if I had it.
So about that, the one reason I don't use this as my daily spend, well, first of all, because it's cash back, and I'm kind of
Right.
all
Well, yeah.
points guy. But this other reason is that if you have a dispute on this card, would you like to hear how difficult the process is?
Oh God, I don't know if I do, but tell me.
You have to go to the app. There is a PO box, and you have to
Oh,
write a letter about all of your arguments, and then you have to email or snail mail it to that PO box, and then wait for them to do something about it sometime.
that's insane.
That it's insane. Yeah.
Yeah, especially for a
Uh,
fintech. I mean, like that's
yeah.
fintech. You would think everything should be pretty smooth.
Yep. They do
Wow.
not want to follow up on that sort of thing. So that's important to
Yeah,
note.
still a cool card, I guess. But yeah, there's always. I mean, 3% on everything is already probably too good to
Yeah.
be true. You know, so
Right.
there's got to be
Yeah.
some bad.
No, yeah, 100%. Like it's a give and take. Definitely 3% while you got it, and a lot of people are making a lot of money on this
Yeah.
card. Like if you're one of those, MS people and stuff like that, there's a lot of opportunities there.
Right. Let's see here. There's a bunch of cool messages came in. I want to make sure that Blue Submarine saw that we or hear us answer this question basically for them. They said they were given a link to apply for the Strata Elite, the 100,000 point offer, and a promise to
Mm.
vouch for me in the event that they're not approved. I'm not sure who gave them the vouch, but they got connections. Asking, should
Yeah.
they do it? They already have the Sapphire Reserve, Venture X, Aspire, and Platinum. So,
Oh boy.
yeah. God.
Well, Bluesy, is it Bluesy Submarine? I
Yeah,
think
maybe
so.
so. Yeah, Bluesy Submarine. Yeah, sorry.
Yeah. Well, so first of all, like, I mean, I get wanting to get all of the shiny, believe me. But
Yeah.
like, I don't know, that's a lot of annual fees there. And it's funny because I have the Aspire and a couple platinums, but
Yeah.
I mean, I
Well,
don't know, like
again, I think it goes down to that: is it a keeper or not? Right? Like you have to
that's
decide which of
true.
these cards
Yeah,
are going to be keepers because I don't see any justification for keeping all of those premium cards open if you get the Strata Elite. Like that'd be
yeah,
literally all of the top four, and then plus the Hilton Aspire. Like that's
totally.
a lot. But maybe there's some people out there that travel enough or they have their annual fees wiped because they're in the military, something like that. Might hope, but I wouldn't probably keep all that many. But maybe for the offer, you could. They did say that
Yeah.
they'll be at 424 in February of 2026. So I guess if you got the Strata Elite
Mm,
now, you'd be at 524. So it
yeah.
depends on if you want to do
So
anything with
maybe
Chase.
yeah. If I wasn't literally like 1524 or whatever I actually am, I would definitely be wanting to target a Hyatt card, the United
Hmm.
Explorer card, something like that. Maybe an IHG, honestly. And I
Yeah,
can't get them because I went crazy. So
yeah, I'm right there too. I'm like I'm always staying right under 524 on the off chance that I'm like ready to apply for one of those. I think the IHG business is one of the
yeah.
most interesting options to me. Um, just low annual
Oh yeah.
fee, great free night, great welcome offers. Like that's one that I've had on my list for a long
Yeah.
time. And now with IHG Platinum status that I have, that probably will be a card somewhat soon on my roadmap. I'm hoping that Hyatt brings
Yeah,
out a luxury card at some point, which we've been waiting for like 3 years, but
they're
that could be an
supposed
option.
to.
I know. I heard
Yeah.
something else about it recently. Might have been you. You're giving me hope. I don't know, but we'll see. Um, let's see here. Music Geek also commented, just saying thanks to all of y'all's resources in this space. I'm hooked. Hit 7,000
Nice.
in bonuses from cards opened this year alone, and somehow didn't get a single denial
Whew.
yet. That's awesome.
That's
7K,
amazing.
I assume, in rewards. Yeah, that's wild. That's really good work.
That is crazy. Is that a once in valuation for all those points, or is that two?
Yeah, good. That's a good question too. Regardless, doing pretty good work there for a
Regardless, it's a
first
lot.
year.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
awesome. Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Jay was asking about that Lowe's credit, saying he was curious if you've tried to get Lowe's gift cards with that to save for larger purchases down the road.
So, Jay, one thing about me, and I love people that do the gift card game. They really kind of get into the nitty gritty. If I
Hmm.
have to get a gift card every quarter, I don't keep the card.
Yeah.
So with Lowe's, we go to Lowe's enough that I don't have to worry about that. So I haven't tried it personally, just because like if we're like say like we have to touch up touch up the nursery or something, like we'll go get a can of paint and that will most often not hit that full thing. And so like I haven't tried it. It seems like it should work though. At least if you do it for a physical card at the location, I think that seems to be kind of the most of the thing that
Yeah.
triggers it. But I
Yeah,
haven't
unless it
tried it.
says explicitly. I mean, like the Hilton cards, like they all used to work for that as well. I guess they don't anymore, I think, but
Yeah,
could be wrong with that. But yeah, I
yeah,
would
it got
imagine since they're
broken.
newer too, they probably don't have all that fine print.
Probably
Let's
not.
see.
No, yeah.
John Bell is asking about just the fact that you've gotten this many cards in 12 months, 24 of them. What does the credit score look like after that? And did it even have a chance to bounce back? We kind of already covered
Yeah,
this, but
okay. So I will tell you that Credit Karma, they love to neg you, right? So after every single new inquiry, it immediately drops like 60, 70 points. And and then
that's
it goes
crazy.
back up to 50 points like the 2 days after that. It's crazy. The actual scores, the actual FICO scores stay pretty much the same with the actual inquiries. And I think that is largely because I'm already past bad. So I've already been dinged for that. Right now on the Amex FICO, I think I'm at like 740. Wells Fargo FICO is like 760, something like that. So I'm definitely not some of you people with like 800s and stuff like that. But I do enough that like I have a reasonable chance of getting accepted if I
Yeah.
wasn't so crazy.
Yeah. I mean, I think that's like really important for people. I'm glad that that question was asked. I probably should have
Yeah,
already asked
absolutely.
that, but that is something that I think it keeps a lot of people from applying too quickly. But
Yeah.
like even I've done like the 3 cards in one day. I've done 2 cards in one day multiple times, and it's never it's never tanked my score. Like I think if
Right.
you as long as you're
Yeah.
being strategic with it, which I think the strategy is either keeping the inquiries low enough to where you're in those good ranges, or so far gone, kind of like you're saying, where it doesn't make a
Yeah.
difference at that point. The difference between
Right.
5 inquiries and 20 is it's not going to impact your
Yeah.
score. So
And I think I do have to have a couple caveats with this though, just
mhm,
because. So my oldest card is 16 years old.
mhm.
And so that's definitely propping up a lot. Like my average age of credit is like, I think just a little bit over 3 years right now.
Even with
And
that many cards,
so,
which is crazy.
yeah, exactly. So that's kind of helpful. But then also like my utilization is literally like 1 to 2%, just because my total credit limit for personal cards is like, I just hit $280,000.
Wow, nice.
Yeah.
Yeah, that
So
that helps a
like,
ton.
yeah, it does. Yeah.
Yeah, that's
So,
good. Yeah, good note
that's,
there.
yeah,
Maybe don't try this strategy if you're just getting started. Actually, definitely don't try
exactly.
this strategy if you're just
Yeah.
getting started.
Yeah. Wait till you
Um,
have a little bit of something under your belt.
yeah. Oh, we have Fake from State Farm in here as well, who's now a member for a few months. So thank you for that. He's saying, I don't care 24, LOL 24 lets you get cards just because you like the design of them, which
Oh,
is probably
yeah.
true. Yeah, once you
Hmm.
don't care, might as well.
Yeah.
Um, let's see. Pratt, I don't know how to pronounce it. Pratt Alt. They said they might be too late, but looking forward to watching this one back later. And then I saw this comment come through as well. Them saying that no way YouTube just hit me with a credit one ad in the middle of this stream. That happens
Credit
so much.
Credit One wants me so bad. And I know it's like, I know when my credit report's going bad, because that's when I start getting like the Monarch credit card and the Credit One NASCAR credit card. They're like, don't you want this? I'm like, no, I'm
Yeah,
good.
yeah. I know they. It's funny. Like I think maybe it was like my ranking video where I ranked them just like in the trash tier, or it was like
Oh
something about
yeah,
like avoid these cards, or I got like I found the worst cards so you don't have to, which is all about like Credit One and all these bad banks. Credit One was
yeah.
the sponsor on or the ad placement apparently on that entire video. It's like you really chose this one. Same with Amex. I made one about like why I quote unquote hate Amex cards because people always used to
Yeah.
say that, and
Oh,
it
that
was
got
all
some play
Amex
in the
sponsor.
discords.
Yeah, yeah. That is all Amex sponsored, so it's or not sponsored, but whatever.
Yeah,
Ad slots.
don't mind.
Yeah. Fake from State Farm saying military cheat code, free lunch statement credits. Yeah.
Ooh, yeah. Honestly, if I was active military, I would get literally infinite business golds because you get Grubhub credits, $20 every month. Yeah, that's
That's true.
exactly.
Yeah. Yeah, that's interesting actually.
Well, I guess you
I
can't
wonder
get
how far you
infinite.
could
It's
really
like
take
what,
that.
11? Yeah, I think they have
Yeah,
like
10 or
isn't it
something.
like 9 or 11 or something like that for
Yeah, I
trust
think it's like
cards?
the 10 card rule, like somewhere in the
Yeah,
5 card limit or whatever.
right.
Presto was saying or asking if any of our subscribers have gotten the Robinhood Gold card. We talked about that. I can't remember if anybody's mentioned it directly to me, but they said they just got it through Credit Karma and got a $10,000 limit at 18, which is that's impressive.
That
Um,
it's impressive but scary.
yeah, I was gonna say like, I don't know what income you entered there to get 10K limit,
Yeah,
and
and
also if you're gonna
Presto.
be responsible enough at 18 to
Right.
not use that
And
limit.
I say this from a perspective of I was not responsible at 18. My
Right.
first credit card was a Capital One Platinum card. And I loaded up that sucker immediately. And then that sucker went to collections.
Mm,
And so, that's just, something that, just make sure you don't do that, because it took me a while. Like, that's why my first card or my oldest card like is that old, like it took me a while to get to this point where I could actually do
right.
this, so
Yeah.
just don't mess up.
Yeah.
But Luke actually did bring up a good point. I did not realize that they don't waive biz card fees for military, so
I
just
didn't
get the
either.
regular gold card then.
There you go. Exactly. Um, yeah, good note there. I think, a lot of times we just assume that people watching our channel are responsible, and it's probably good to make that caveat even more often than we do. But this game it can be an extremely dangerous game if you're not playing correctly. So
Absolutely.
that's a bare minimum is like make your payments on time in full, as in your statement credit
By the due date.
by the due date, and then you can start
Yeah,
doing this kind of stuff.
exactly.
Um,
And to answer your point though, I forgot what the guy's name was, but uh, the the $10,000 credit limit seems to be the most popular. That's the one I have, and I've seen a lot of
oh,
people.
interesting.
Most of the people say 10,000.
I was gonna say I think it is like I've seen 10,000 and like he said, best friend got 300. I actually didn't know it went that low, but
I didn't
500 I
either.
think is
Yeah.
like the low limit that I've seen a lot of people get as well.
I
It's either
wonder
like
if
high or
that
low.
$300 limit actually is a Visa signature card because I don't think they can with that low.
Yeah, that's a good point too. It I have seen people with lower than $5,000 credit limits on Visa signatures, but I don't know if they would approve you at that level. Usually it's like a
Right.
credit transfer or something like that.
Yeah.
I don't know. Interesting. Be a good thing to figure out. Let's see. John McKinstry, he's got the black card badge next to his name, so he's been here a long
Nice.
time in the membership. Saying good evening, Spencer and Philip. Just got home from work. I'll have to go back and watch from the beginning later. Well, thank you for doing that. I hope you learned something. We've been bouncing around all over the place. I don't even think I can chapter this live stream. We're just gonna have to let it rip. We'll put it on
Yeah.
like
We've
2x
kind of
speed
been
and
all
just
over
figure it
the
out.
place. Yeah.
Also, another Matt joined earlier who actually was a big help on along with a mod with the credit card blueprint. He was beta testing it for
Oh,
us.
great.
So, but
That's
he's
awesome.
another channel member saying, "Hey, amazing community. Sorry to join late. No worries at all." Let's see here. Also, sorry, Phil. Do you have a specific time you got to get off? I didn't even ask you that before.
Oh, no,
I was
I'm
just gonna
good.
roll for a little bit longer and then
Yeah,
wrap
I'm
up
good for
later.
whatever
But
you are.
I want to make sure we get back to like your card list here because I want to look at just some other ones since there's so many.
Oh, yeah.
And people can ask a couple more questions. But GT was saying here, I just got my Capital One Saver and they asked for annual income verification 2 weeks ago. They have not gotten back to me. Any reason? Question mark. I don't know much about. I've never had income verification, so I don't know how long that process generally takes. I don't know if you know, Philip, but
Well, so I've been financially reviewed twice by Amex, and usually it's under. So each time was after I spent an obscene amount on a business card,
mm,
and even so, like basically after if you spend a lot amount over the like normal spend, they'll let it sit for a little bit, and then they'll be like, "Hey, like if you can pay this off, you probably should." Wink, wink. And I was like, yeah, sure, but I'd rather just keep this $20,000 in a high yield savings account for the next month or so.
Right.
And so they were eventually, just they were like, okay, we need to do your income verification. One time I just had to put in like my last 2 years of tax documents and then send those over. The second time they gave me the option of just syncing my main bank account
Mm,
with them, and then that ended pretty immediately. I haven't had any problems with Capital One though, but
yeah,
so.
that's
Was
interesting.
this like a form that they had to submit, or sorry?
Yeah. I don't honestly, I'm not sure. We have to get a little bit more info from them, but I know that that's like a dreaded thing that a lot of people worry about with like Amex specifically. Like they
Yeah,
don't want the financial reviews and all that stuff. But I mean, if you're being
yeah,
honest, or at least close to honest,
yeah.
you shouldn't have an issue.
If you can reasonably back up kind of what you're saying, then I wouldn't be concerned at all.
Yeah. Yeah, it's kind of like honestly the same conversation that I have with people who are like worried about, it's a side tangent, but the business spend on personal cards and stuff like that. It's like, I mean, at the end of the day, if you're like keeping track of your stuff on the back end and you're not being
Yeah,
insane with this, like you're gonna be okay.
yeah. Amex does not care what you put
Yep,
on their business cards. Like my first Amex offer on my Blue Business Plus was for Victoria's Secret, so they don't care.
that's awesome.
Yeah.
And Kirby came in at a perfect time here, saying, "Hey, I just
Hey,
did a live with
Kirby.
this Phil guy. Super cool." Yeah, I saw that popped up on my feed after the fact.
Kirby is another one that loves to talk about those smaller cards that like nobody ever really talks
Hmm.
about. He did a great video about the Nibbles card, and
I
apparently it's a no annual fee card, and it gives you pet insurance.
Yeah, I it's funny. We have I'm gonna bring up Kirby's
Yeah,
as well, but
absolutely.
um, sorry, this Zevia is making me burp. Unfortunately, sorry about it.
No, you're fine.
But the like poop bag places for our dogs, like around the city, they have
Oh
nibble
yeah,
stickers all over them, and it's like free pet
really?
insurance with this card. Yeah, and I've someone's brought it up in chats in the past, and I haven't applied for it again because I'm protecting 524 all this, but I don't have pet
Right.
insurance for them, and my girlfriend's work, we try to put them on that, and it's like stupid expensive for no reason. So
Yeah.
I'm like, well, but yeah, let me pull this up. Do you have any pet insurance or anything like that? Or that have you talked
We
about that? Look at that
don't.
card.
We just honestly, like we've just kind of just cash flowed all the needs.
Yeah, that's what I've done
Just
too.
because, like, I mean, we've had a couple situations where there's been a severe health issue with some of our past dogs, and
Mm,
unfortunately, it just became a decision to just take the easy way out
yeah,
of sorts. But we've been very lucky and blessed so far not to not have like a severe financial issue.
yeah. That's what I've done too. But it's like, yeah, if it's a free card, like you're
Yeah,
talking about here, might as
absolutely.
well. Yeah, it looks like he's talked about the one pay, the Kroger cards, of course, recently. Yeah, a lot of great content here as well. So we got so many people in this space that make really good content that you should just be checking out. Doesn't matter what
Oh,
size the
absolutely.
channel is, check everybody out.
Yeah,
YouTube's a hard place to grow, so trust me, I understand
it
the
is.
struggle
Yeah,
of you could be making the best content in the world and YouTube's not pushing it for whatever reason. So
absolutely. Yeah,
yeah,
like Tyler's channel, he needs some more
exactly. Yeah.
subscribers.
Let's see here. What have I missed? Oh, going back here, Bluesy was saying that Capital One has asked for proof of income and assets for their Saber One too. So
Interesting.
again, not sure what that process looks like, but it's
I
happening.
wonder why it's happening so often on the Saver card.
Yeah. Oh, somebody asked earlier. Just you said Saber, and it reminded me. They were worried about like having the Venture X, then that making them ineligible for the future maybe Saber X card.
Oh, right. Yeah,
You have any
I
thoughts
did
on
see
that?
that. Yeah, so the post now, to be fair, we have to keep kind of a sort of grain of salt here
Hmm.
because we're talking about a Reddit post that someone made where they claim they talked to a customer service rep and they're
Right.
saying what this customer service rep. So it is like secondhand of secondhand information. But
Hmm.
it's an interesting conversation at least because they're saying that there was going to be a referral or not a referral, sorry, a product change bonus or offer. And so that kind of intrigued me a little bit because it would be the first time that Capital One has done that sort of thing, at
Right.
least that
Yeah.
I've seen. So that makes me feel like maybe it's not the most accurate, but it certainly would be great. Like if they actually paid me to transfer to the SaverX, I would do it in a heartbeat.
Right.
especially if it looks like what that one kind of survey was a couple months ago. Like I would do that.
You want to touch
Now,
on what
if
that survey said, just for people that haven't read
yeah,
it?
sure. So I think it was like 295 annual fee or something like that. And then it was 4x on dining and entertainment, and then 3x on groceries. And then it had a couple of coupons. So there was a $100 travel credit, $100 dining credit, and then let's see, Uber One membership, and then I think it was Apple TV membership or something like that.
Hmm.
Which, all of those sound reasonable for that sort of a thing.
Right. Yeah. Yeah, and I guess the question with the whole product change thing would be like, well, if you could get a welcome offer on the Saver X instead, but that product change would make you ineligible, then that would be pretty annoying.
I think they're going to do that like the Saver versus the Saver X, and not necessarily the
Like
Venture
the Venture
versus the
cards.
Venture X. Like I think because everyone does what Amex does, and Amex likes their family language. Like getting the Delta Gold card doesn't hurt my eligibility for the regular Gold card.
Right.
So I that's where I think it would land, but we also don't know what Capital One's going to do. But that's where I think we're going to
No, I
land.
think that makes sense because they just changed all the terms for the Venture and the Venture X. So you would think they would do the same
Right.
thing with the Saver and the Saver X if they did that. Like those two would be
Yeah.
combined. But yeah, Kirby said thanks for the shout out. Of course, always happy to
Yeah.
do that.
We got to get him
Cool.
to whatever. I think he's trying to get to 500. So we need to get
Oh,
him there.
nice. Yeah, push him up. We got a couple of races going on right now.
Yeah.
I want to go back to. I want to show your list again, just because I'm
Sure.
sure there's some other cards that people might have questions about, or just some that maybe you want to cover real quick. Some that stood
Absolutely.
out to me. We talked about the preferred earlier, the Mesa card, the business. Cards are
Oh yeah.
we know a good amount about those. One
Yeah.
that stood out to me was the Gemini card.
Oh
I feel
yeah.
like that's an interesting product that is not one I cover on my channel very often. If I don't think I've
Yeah.
ever actually covered it, to be honest.
Yeah. I so Gemini card, I got it because I was bored and they had a sign up bonus and they gave me a pre-approval.
There you
And
go.
so like I was like it's an interesting concept, right? If you're someone who wants to play around with cryptocurrency, and it doesn't have to be Bitcoin, it can be XRP, or I think there's like 50 others that you can choose from.
Hmm.
And if you want to get into that world, but you don't want to buy into it, it's not a bad idea. The only thing is, so the one thing I would say is that the Gemini card, it gives you your rewards immediately, which when Bitcoin is kind of experiencing one of the largest downturns that it's currently experienced, those rewards stop becoming 5% and start becoming 1.5% very quickly.
Right. Yeah, that's a good
So that
point.
is, yeah, so that is kind of the caveat there. But it's interesting in that it has this 4% gas EV in transit kind of category.
Hmm.
Now, I don't know how big the transit category actually is, because the transit category for the City Strata Premier, does the City Strata Premier have transit? I know the green card
Uh,
does, and that includes tolls, but this
hmm.
particular transit category does not include tolls.
Oh,
So
interesting.
that's kind of frustrating. But then it also gives you, I think, 2% back on
Looks like
groceries or something. Yeah, 2% back on groceries, 3% back on dining. So, I mean, it's a solid card if you're interested in cash back, but also are interested in crypto.
yeah, and there are like little caveats, like it's up to $300 in spend per month on the 4X categories, which is kind of
Yeah,
annoying. I know
exactly.
people
Yeah.
really like the XRP card instead. I don't know if aren't their earning rates the exact same?
Yeah, it is the exact same card on the back end. It just looks a little bit prettier.
Yeah, and then
So,
also, I mean, honestly, if it were me, I probably would use it more as like just a straight cashback card. I don't really know. Like
yeah.
you could just take it into USD or whatever and stake it or
Yeah,
something. I have no idea, but
the only thing
use it as
that's
a
a
high yield
problem with
savings.
this is that, there's the fees to cash out too.
Oh,
Um,
interesting.
And so, because you're selling crypto at that point, and so there's going to
Right.
be networking
In
fees and
taxes.
things like that. And so that's kind of a deal as well. So, it's yeah. I mean, if you're taking a loss, you don't have to worry about taxes. But
Right. Yeah.
like
Exactly.
my referrals, I had a $50 referral that went through just before Bitcoin started crashing. I think it's like $20 now. So
Nice. Yeah, it's
yeah,
beautiful.
yeah,
Yeah, it's an interesting product though, and I guess yeah, I think it showed right here. It was like $200 or something like that. Yeah, 200 in crypto was the welcome offer. So I assume that was
yeah,
mainly, like you said, the reason for that
right.
application. Let's see. I'm gonna go back to this. show you some more again. See if this jogs any thoughts you want to bring up.
Oh
Are there any
yeah.
cars that you consider kind of like sleepers on here?
Okay, so this is gonna sound really weird, but I really kind of like the Amtrak card.
I was hovering over that one. I had a feeling that was going to get brought up.
Yeah. So the Amtrak preferred card, it's by FNBO. It's my only card that I have with FNBO. And I got the preferred version because they had 40,000 point offer for not a lot of spin. I want to say it was like $1,000 or something like that. It wasn't a lot. And this card, so it earns quite poorly, but it earns Amtrak points, which you actually you can't really buy them, and they can be like up to like 3 maybe 4 cents per point depending on which kind of train you're actually on. But the
Mm.
reason I got this is because I've really been wanting to ride the Acela car, and I want to do it in first class. And so this would actually get us a couple trips from DC to New York. And so that's kind of
Nice.
why I got it, but it also gives you free lounge access, which is great.
Yeah, a lot of people really like those cards, and it's another one that I've
Yeah,
never talked about because I mean I'm in Texas. We have literally like no public transit effectively. Like we just
right.
don't do
Yeah,
anything like that. So I've taken
yeah.
Amtrak like once. I think whenever I was visiting Daniel in Philadelphia, that was the only time I've ever been on an Amtrak.
Oh, yeah.
Um, but if you're riding it every day, I could see that being a pretty valuable card.
Absolutely, because you get 3x on Amtrak purchases,
Hmm.
which is like that's what I would use it for if I, use it regularly. The only kind of caveat I would say to this card is I didn't use it for like 2 months, and then they
Hmm.
already sent me an email saying you got to spend on it or else we're
Oh
going to close it.
wow,
So
I've never received
they're
that email on any card, and I've let them sit for longer than
yeah,
that.
it's
Wow.
it's it was crazy. I was like, wow, this is weird. So I did, that was kind of crazy, but
Yeah. Interesting.
yeah.
Um, I saw Tux left a question earlier. I want to make sure I covered. They were asking about if anybody has an or experienced a rule about how many U.S. bank cards they will allow. I know from the only thing that I really know about is like the business side of things. Apparently, they don't really care. I don't know
Yeah,
about the
it sounds
personal
like
side
it.
as much.
Well, I will
And
say that both the business and personal side, U.S. Bank will allow me to have exactly 0 cards. So
yeah,
that's what,
there's the initial rule.
yeah,
If you're
yeah,
worried about getting more than one U.S. bank card, then you're doing something right.
yeah, yeah,
Just do it
yeah.
until yeah the wheels fall off. Um, let's see here. Jordan Rules for Credit joined in saying good evening, everybody. Jordan
Hey,
is the
Jordan's
one.
awesome.
Yeah, Jordan's the one that really did most of the back end work, obviously building out the Excel
Oh, that's
file, the
cool.
credit card blueprint. So me and him are both doing that together, and he's been an awesome help. Honestly, I shouldn't even help is like the understatement of the year. Like I couldn't build the stuff that he built on the back end, so very thankful for him.
That's amazing.
Um, he also asked, with the new chase rules, is it worth canceling? Is it worth canceling my Ink Unlimited if I'm literally never using it? Ooh, what
Whew,
do you think?
that is a good question.
Is it worth
So,
canceling Ink Unlimited?
so you can product change the Ink Unlimited to the business preferred or whatever it is, right?
Yeah, you can product change to any of the ink cards, I believe.
Okay. Well, then I would just say like I would keep it in my back pocket just in case I didn't have any personal credit cards, but I still wanted to be able to just like product change real quick to get access to the transfer partners or something like that. That would be the only thing I could think about, but I don't know.
Yeah. Well, so I guess first of all, I'll just explain real quick the new chase rules. I believe he's talking about is just with the two free ink cards, the Ink Cash and Unlimited. They've added welcome
Yeah.
offer language that basically says that you may not be eligible for a welcome offer on X, the Ink Cash or Unlimited if you've gotten the welcome offer on the other one, the other free one. So you can still get the Ink Preferred welcome offer separate from either of those, and it does say may not, so you could possibly still get both.
Right.
I've gotten three of the free cards, all with 90K offers on them, but I think the third one I applied for was before they added that, like within like a week before they added that language. So I got pretty lucky.
Yeah.
When it comes to like canceling those cards in general, like no annual fee, I don't really worry about canceling those, honestly.
No,
Like if
yeah.
it's one you just don't put a charge on and they close it for you, whatever. But
Yeah,
I probably
that's
wouldn't.
one of the things that I like. So what I've learned is on Reddit, there's a lot of people that will tell you what is known about credit cards, right? And the rules are as follows. You never ever cancel a card and you always stay under 524 and like there's a whole bunch of other rules. They don't mean anything after you get to a certain point with your credit card history.
Mm,
And so this is great. Like if you're 18 and you're trying to build your credit history, follow those rules. They're going to help
right.
you. But if you're someone who has 10 or 15 years old cards in your wallet, if you're someone who has, like, you don't have to worry so much about utilization, right? Like, following that John Lang video where he tells you to pay the day before the statement closes, that's not going to help you in any
Right.
meaningful way. In fact, it might actually hurt you because it doesn't look like you're using your cards. And so, like, these rules about, like, every single video that I do where I talk about closing a card, there's always someone in the comments saying, no, you should never ever close a card. I've closed plenty of cards.
Yeah.
It's fine.
Yeah.
And even if you want to get it again, you can still apply for it. You just won't get the sign up bonus, maybe. You know.
Right. Right. Yeah, exactly. That's kind of my take on it too. Like, I mean, if you want to simplify your setup, it doesn't really hurt to cancel it. Like, just get rid of
Right.
it. But it also doesn't hurt to keep it open. Kind of like he asked at the end there, saying, I guess it doesn't hurt to
Absolutely.
keep or cancel, which is true. I think on the business side, especially because that doesn't impact your personal report. I
Yeah.
want to real quickly, Tyler's credit card tips gifted a membership to the channel. So thank you for doing that.
Oh, great job, Tyler.
Kirby actually received it. That's pretty cool.
Oh, nice.
But
Little
yeah, I
synergy
wanted
going
to
on.
try to catch him before he left. I saw he
Yeah.
said that Tyler's heading out. So appreciate you a ton. And yeah, he was messaging me about the blueprint earlier today saying he really was enjoying it. So just thank you across the board for all your support, Tyler. It really means a ton.
Yeah, he really likes you. He talks about you a lot in his videos.
Yeah, that's awesome. I mean, I don't know. I feel like this community is just so like tight knit in general. Like I'm always mentioning other creators too.
Absolutely.
Like, I mean, yeah, so many people, even like Bo, for example, I was thinking about this earlier. I was like, I should probably maybe get him on here, but
Yeah.
I talk about him all the time and I don't even know if he's ever known that. I don't care if they do know or not. I just like sharing people's information.
Yeah, of
Where it's
course.
helpful. I think I'm kind of like
And-
one of those. Sorry, I was just gonna say
No, yeah.
that for me,
Yeah, go
I
ahead.
prefer to instead of like pretending like I know everything, which I think is really easy to do in this space. I
Yeah,
would rather
absolutely.
defer to the experts in that specific area. Like that's just kind of how I operate. And if
Totally,
I have watched
yeah.
your videos and I know that you know something, like for example, the Mesa card, you know a lot more about that than I do. I'm not going to try to answer all the questions. I'll send you to Philip. It's kind of I don't know. I think
Yeah.
that's the best way to do it.
Awesome. Yeah.
Were you going to say this? Sorry, I cut you off.
Yeah, definitely. One of the things that I really love about our community too is, we can disagree with each other a lot, and like, and I feel like we have a great kind of way to we can push back on each other, and we can say, oh, like I disagree with you, and it's okay.
Right.
I'm from a background where like I used to work in political comms, and so like disagreement is kind of just part of the game for me.
Right.
And I love that I can like call people out and just be like, hey, I think you said this, I disagree with you, and like
Right.
I have a bunch of people in my lives that like they're just like, hey, like I think you're wrong about City, or like what I did with your awards master, or, Anthony, he's wrong about the Aspire being the best hotel cards, but I love that we can do that, and I just feel like having that kind of good back and forth is really important and special, honestly.
Yeah, and what's cool about it too is the fact that both people can be right at the same time. Like,
Absolutely, yeah,
like the Aspire card is the best, is the best hotel card for Anthony. The Ritz card
Right,
is the best
exactly,
hotel
yeah.
card for you. Like, and both are
Right.
true, which I think is cool. And that's why I'm like, I don't know, I just kind of just stick to my guns. People hate that I like Chase as much as I do, but it fits my travel habits, fits my lifestyle.
Yeah.
What are you gonna do about it? Like that's
Exactly,
just
yeah.
how it goes.
Yeah, Hyatt is a great thing to love.
Yeah, exactly. For now, we'll be ready to
Yeah.
adapt if anything changes.
Especially with the
see
build
here.
thing. We'll see if that happens.
Yeah. Kirby said, I got declined for the City AA card because I had too much unused credit, as well
Oh,
as too many
yeah.
open cards, but both are reasons on the letter. That's what implied offer links are for. Yeah. I mean, that is also another reason. So that's the reason I got denied for a Chase. I've only been denied for one card in my life, and I have 21. And that
That's
was
amazing.
yeah, pretty. I mean, I was proud of that. I hit 20 for 20. I was like, okay, I'll risk it a little bit more. But I got denied for the Hyatt business, which was a card I didn't even really want. And
Oh yeah.
the reason they quoted was because I had too much unused credit. So I guess I reached their like income to like, whatever amount of credit limit they'll give you based on your income. I hit that limit.
Right. That makes sense.
But also that's a reason to what were we just talking about with your the paying off your cards early and stuff like that. Like if they don't
Yeah.
see you actually using these cards and they're just sitting there with no balances on them every time they report, they might start
Yeah.
denying you, like in Kirby's case here.
Absolutely. Yeah.
He said he's an expert in having drinks at the Sky Club, but that's about it. So we know where to defer information there.
Honestly, it's
That's
kind of
it.
weird how the Sky Clubs have different rules. Like some of them only give you beer and wine, some of them give you well drinks. You know,
Oh, really?
it's yeah,
You
it's a
have
good
to.
thing to be an expert in.
He can go toe to toe with Matt, the channel member I showed earlier, Matt D
Oh yeah.
up here. He actually got me into the Delta Sky Club in Austin. I'd never been because I don't have the platinum, and
Oh yeah.
yeah, had some drinks and stuff, and it was he loves that lounge, so they
Oh,
could
it's
go
a
toe
good
to
one.
toe on that.
You got to get the cookies.
I didn't. I'm allergic to gluten and dairy, so I'm just like out of
Oh
luck on all
no, I'm
fronts there.
sorry.
That's all right. That's I've lived with it long enough now.
Yeah.
Let's see. Carmela came in. Carmela was actually one of the audits wallets that I audited in Monday's
Oh
video.
yeah,
So
that's right. I
yeah,
remember. I love those
yeah.
videos, by the way. That's such a cool idea.
Oh, thank you. Yeah, they're kind of a beast for sure to like work on because it's just I want to make sure I cover as much as possible. But
Exactly.
and the editing is it's a lot just because there's so much going on. But I'm always like yeah, I'm really proud of the final products. I just think it's such a fun like I'm so analytical in my brain. Like that's what I love doing is helping people with their setups. So getting to do
Right.
that in a video form, but not only consulting calls for me are like an hour and a half. That's a plenty of time to cover the stuff. But in 5 minutes per setup, you got to really synthesize things. And so yeah, I enjoy it, and I'm glad that
Yeah.
people are liking it.
Yeah.
Yeah, Carmela, nice to see you too. Jordan said that the dang Hyatt business, my arch nemesis, 0 for 2 on that one. It's I don't
Yeah.
even like the card. It's just now it's just annoying.
Now it's just I need to have it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly.
Yeah.
Fake from State Farm saying just make more money is always the strat. I'm not sure what that applied to here, but oh, I guess the income limits and stuff.
Yeah. Yeah.
Could always do that.
Just make more money. You're good.
Yeah, you feel free. Super chats, Fake from State Farm if you're
Exactly.
rolling in
Right.
it.
Yeah.
Matthew Smith said Kirby can tell you about that Delta Reserve.
Yeah, that Delta Reserve. Here's the thing. Like I would love the card. I just I won't get it because I haven't any of the personal side for the Delta cards yet, and I don't want to like mess up my sign up bonus chances. But it's a solid card. Like I get why people have it. I just it's a lot once you have it. Like I would probably have to downgrade some other aspects of my wallet before I actually maintain that, just because that one makes you work for it a little bit more.
Yeah, yeah. As with a lot of Amex cards, but yeah, we're getting to that point now where it's like, actually, it's a good question to ask you about just your setup. Also, Dollar Man just joined, another black card member of the channel, so been here for like over
Wow,
2 years in the membership. Pretty cool.
that's amazing.
But he just joined in. But yeah, I wanted to go back and see just like in general. I guess first of all, how many cards do you have outside of the ones you got approved for this year?
Yeah, so the last time I counted was a while ago, and I think it was like 45 or 46 or something like that.
Do you
Total
know your
open.
annual fee burden on those?
It's I think it's like I think it was like 4,000 or something like that.
Dang.
Yeah.
And are you auditing those pretty frequently? Like, are you on top of all of those to make sure you're not?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
So it's kind of like on a rolling basis because like luckily I've spread out my like the high annual fee ones, so it's like I don't have like 1 month. It's like four of them all at one
Right.
time. But it's just like they've started to hit again, and like the Ritz Carlton annual fee hit again. The Aspire card annual fee hit again. And I'm just like, man, do I actually want to do this? And for each of those cards, it was like yeah, because with the Ritz Carlton card, I view it as I'm buying a free night award for $150 basically, and I just get free lounge access in the thing. And that's easy math. The Aspire card, I live in Orlando. There's literally like probably like 15 or 20 Hilton resorts near me,
Yeah.
and so that's easy. So the Aspire card I did. I think the ones that I'm definitely going to have a harder time justifying will probably be, honestly, interestingly enough, maybe be the City Premier card. I may have to downgrade that to something. Because
The
the fun
Strata
fact about
Premier
yeah,
or the old one?
because it's another hotel credit that I'm never ever going to use, and you don't actually have to have it. So if I downgraded to like a custom cash or something, I could keep spending on that and hold those points, and then once I could transfer that same card or transfer a card to the City Strata Premier in the future, and then all those points I can still transfer. So
Right.
you will have access to those transfer points or partners. You just it's I don't have to keep paying it in order to have access to that. The business platinums, they're probably going to go just because sign up bonuses, they're 250,000 points each. And it just the Dell credit's broken. I don't use the Adobe credit because I do use Adobe, but I get
Yep.
it through the education pricing, and so I'm never going
It's
to spend
also
that
like
much.
it's not even like I pay for normal pricing. Well, actually, maybe I do still have my student discount going. I can't remember, but regardless, it's like corporate or whatever, like
Right.
office level or whatever, which is really annoying.
Yeah. So I definitely wouldn't do that. But so those probably will go. I think the business gold card is a thinker for me, honestly,
Mm,
because it definitely was going to be a churner card, but now that they're giving me the Squarespace credit, maybe that's a little bit more, just because that's where I host my website and do my email marketing through. So
I
those are
didn't
two
even
separate
actually
line
know about that
items.
credit.
Yeah, they just added it a couple months ago, actually,
Mm,
and so that actually might become a keeper card. But again, 375 is a big line item,
yeah,
especially with the fact that I don't need the Walmart Plus, so I can't count that. So like it's just a lot. Right now, what I use that for is I use the 4X for gas, and
hmm,
then I use the 4X for tolls, which actually can be a substantial amount here in Florida because literally every highway is a
yep,
toll road. Or if I'm buying, like if I have to buy, like upgrade my MacBook or something, like that's going to go on the business gold card for 4X.
right.
But that might be a little bit of a thinker. But I just I don't know. Like there's not a whole lot there that I would want to get rid of, that I would need to get rid of beyond those. Just I think the only thing that I would need to do in the future is decide whether or not between the Aspire and the Ritz Carlton card,
Mm, that's gonna be a
because
tough
it's
decision if
yeah
you
yeah
end up going with the Aspire. That's gonna be crazy.
yeah
Changing
yeah
tides.
yeah exactly. Because I love having the Ritz Carlton card. If it goes up an annual fee, I can't see it being worth keeping.
Yeah.
The only thing I could see it being is family family lounge access. Like the Ritz Carlton card is great for family lounge access because it's unlimited currently. Well, I think functionally it's like 99 authorized users or something like that, and
Hmm.
they get their own priority pass. And Chase, first of all, they have the most widely available priority passes I have, because you get access to express spas, you get access to the minute suites, as well as the priority pass lounges. And it's no annual fee for these authorized users, and so it's just I can give it to my kids, I can give it to my in-laws, I can give it to my great aunt twice removed, and it's still free, and they get
Hmm.
that lounge access. And the Sapphire lounges, man, I will tell you, those things are the best bank lounges I've been to.
I agree. People don't take me seriously when I say that because I think I like everything Chase, but I
Yeah.
agree. I mean, I've been my favorite that I've been to so far. I think would have to be the San Diego one. I haven't been to the Philly one. I've heard that one's like next level, the
It
new
is.
one.
It's amazing. Yeah.
But yeah, I went to San Diego and I thought that was incredible.
Yeah.
But yeah,
Certainly better, I think, in atmosphere. The food, I don't know. The foods are between the Atlanta Centurion Lounge, which is arguably the best Centurion Lounge, at least in the States, and then the Sapphire Lounge in Philly. I think the food's kind of a wash, honestly. I think they both have really good strengths.
yeah. Looks like that's what Kirby likes. Is that at the
Oh
Atlanta
yeah.
Centurion? Or I guess that's Centurion. Sorry, I thought it said
hmm
Delta. My bad. But
Yeah, the shower in the Centurion Club is really cool. The shower in the Sapphire Lounge is really cool. They and it's funny about those is they give you like amenities. You got
mm,
mouthwash,
yeah,
you get like really expensive like lotion and stuff. Like I took a shower at the Sapphire Lounge, and I didn't need to. I was just like, I'm here, I'm going to do this, and I used the lotion on my legs, and like my legs were moisturized for a week after that. It was like
yeah.
super speed.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah, those small benefits they can add up, you know.
Yeah.
I haven't been like massive on lounge access necessarily. Like I don't need it. It's nice to have for sure.
Yeah.
But it's hard for me, like for effective annual fee calculations. That one's a bit hard for me to like calculate,
Yeah.
I guess. And that's why like we were talking about the Ventrex and all that earlier. And that's another reason people are like, well, yeah, it's still easy to get $5 a year or whatever, and then you get the lounge access. And I'm like, but I just don't need that extra annual fee
Right.
when I already have it
Yeah.
covered with the Chase cards and like I don't know stuff like that.
Yeah.
I kind of start to second guess.
We've decided the Venture X is going to be our next card. And because my wife has a reasonable chance of actually getting approved for it.
Yeah, there you go.
And we've decided that we're not going to pay for me to have the lounge access because basically what that means is like it would be $45 for me to pay to go into a lounge. That's all
Yep.
that means. So like even if I just went to the Capital One landing in Reagan Airport is the only one that I would even have a reasonable chance of hitting. If I go once a year, I'm fine with paying $45 for a Jose Andres restaurant experience. You
Yep.
know, like I don't need to pay $120 or whatever it is for that. So like and I don't need lounge access any for anything else because I have priority pass with two business platinums, a personal platinum, and you know the Ritz Carlton card. So like I don't, yeah, we don't need to do that. So, you know,
Yeah.
yeah,
It's all personal valuations, I think, for that kind of stuff at the end of the day.
exactly, yeah.
Yeah, I guess before I'll probably take a couple other questions. I didn't even check the time. We've already been going for 2 hours, which is kind of insane. It's been
It
going by
doesn't
really
even
quick.
feel like it either, which is
No,
crazy.
no. We'll have to do another one of these soon. There's so much we can talk about. Like your channel, you
Oh,
literally cover
absolutely.
so much that we
Oh, I
can't
got to
get through
talk
it all
about the
today.
Virgin card actually.
Yeah,
Do we
I
have
was gonna
time to
say.
talk about that?
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, go for it.
All right, so the Virgin card. So first of all, I gotta warn you guys. So I was thinking that I closed it actually, thinking that I was going to be able to like recycle that sign up bonus, but it's one sign up bonus per Virgin account. So if I want to
Ooh.
like yeah, and so I can't even get the card anymore actually. I think because I keep trying and it keeps like timing out on me,
Mm-hmm.
but like player two could definitely get it. But the Virgin card here is I got it for the sign up bonus because my wife and I we knew we were going to be flying, so we flew internationally in March. We just did a kind of a spur of the moment trip to the Cotswolds, which is kind of like the British
Oh,
countryside,
nice. Yeah.
and it was amazing. First of all, we stayed at a little bed and breakfast called the Dial House Inn in Bourton on the Water. It was
Hmm.
amazing. But we knew that we wanted to do upper class because we liked premium economy with Virgin. We wanted to kind of steal everything else, right? And
Right.
so this was, I think it was like 38,000 or 40,000 points or something like that for the sign up bonus. And so yeah, we saved like $3,000 with just this one like credit card sign up bonus. And I was like, yeah,
That's
I'll
insane.
I'll pay $99 for that any day.
Yeah. I think something that's really important about that card in general and the way that you use those points is I think people might get confused that whenever you're at the stage you are where you're getting 24 cards in a year that you're just getting cards without really any plan for them. But it's been pretty obvious throughout this whole conversation that every card you've applied for the most part has had a very specific like either redemption tied to it or a
Yeah,
plan for those points in the near future. Do you have I guess like
absolutely.
anything to say on that topic? 'Cause I think people get that
Yeah.
confused.
Yeah, definitely. It's very easy to be kind of shiny, and I will say, like, I've kind of been a points like I've gone ham on the points this year, and the
Hmm.
reason why is because so the last two trips that we've made, we've had to have some type of point like thing that we've given up, right? So that's either like the way there we're going to do premium economy instead of business class or
Hmm.
something like that. This trip that my wife and I are taking, well, first of all, we're taking it with another couple and their kid as well, their son. And we're actually because we're going to have the new baby that's not even going to be a year old and they have their son, we're actually going to be using points to bring a babysitter along with us.
Oh,
And
interesting.
so basically the deal is, you know, we cover her tickets, her hotels with points, and then she's just kind of there whenever, for the ride. And so basically, like I have to cover airfare and hotels for three people. And
Hmm.
in Europe, that means, possibly three hotel rooms because they're dumb when it comes to only allowing two people in a hotel room. And
Hmm.
so like basically I've just been like if I can get points and have a reasonable shot at getting any of this done, I'm going to do it. That's why I've been crazy about American Express points because at the end of the day, you can transfer 1 to 2 for Hilton. Now,
Right.
you can also do the cash out and pay for the points and whatever I need to do to make that happen, we'll make that happen, but that's kind of been this whole thing is like I know that I can make something happen with this, and so I just need as many Amex points as possible. And that's actually one of the reasons why I got the Mesa card because I knew they transferred to Cathay. I binge watched Luke's videos, and he was talking about Cathay really big a couple of months ago, and I was like, I really want to focus on this because that was 126,000 points for two business class tickets. We're going to pay for a lap infant, but it was $200 per person in fees to fly from JFK into Heathrow, which if you're looking into those types of things, that's low. Like
Really low.
British Airways metal can be as much as $1,000 a person in fees if you book
Yep.
directly.
I've
And
seen that a
so,
lot. Almost every
yeah,
time I look at Heathrow from Austin, at least it's like it's $1,000 a person in fees. It's
yeah.
insane.
And so being able to save that much money just by using one card and the sign up bonus and kind of just the spend and thankfully some referrals too, like
Hmm.
everyone's been really great about that. Made that trip that potential so far that's the only thing I've booked is the business
Right.
class seats to England. And that's been just everything worked perfectly according to plan. And so we've been very lucky so far, knock on wood in the whole 9 yards. But, that's kind of where I've been so far this year. Is just, I know I need points. So we're trying to get everything done.
Yeah, I love that. I think that's like a great kind of way to wrap this entire thing up. There's been a lot of messages that came through that we didn't get to. Of
Yeah.
course, we're gonna do more lives every week. We'll do lives. I'll have Philip back on at some point to just cover other topics too. Um,
Yeah. We'll have to
let's
have you
see.
on in mind too.
I would love to. Yeah, I love doing
Yeah.
guest spots on any live. Like this is what I love doing. Do you have your dog around? We can get Odin and your
Yeah.
pup in there
She,
too.
I'll have to go get her, but I'll be right back.
Okay, I'm gonna get Odin.
Sadie, come here.
Get a little double dog outro today. That's special. Come here, Odin. Oh yeah, there you go. Come on. Oh, there you go. Well, y'all, hopefully you enjoyed this so far. I didn't mean to make him go too far away here, but hopefully I didn't mess him up too bad.
Here we go.
Hold on,
Sorry
Odin,
about
you have to
that.
stay. Oh, you're good.
And here's Sadie.
Oh, she's so cute. My aunt has two schnauzers as well. Look at this.
Oh yeah. Okay. Hey Sadie.
Oh my
Good girl.
goodness. She's so excited.
Mm,
She's so sweet. Odin's
she's such
just
a sweet
chilling too.
baby.
Yeah,
Hi,
look at
Odin.
that. That's only the second time I've had a double dog outro. We had one whenever I did the live stream, the creator conversations with Daniel.
Oh
His dog
yeah.
joined, but
Girl.
yeah,
He's such a good girl.
I want to say once again, Philip, thank you for joining tonight. This was a
Yeah.
lot of
Thanks so
fun,
much for having me.
and like I said, we'll do it again. If y'all haven't checked out his channel yet, go do it. His link is in the description. Just click on his name down there. But yeah, any parting words, Phil, before we head out?
Yeah, thanks so much, guys. Honestly, this has been a great discussion. I love the questions. These have been some really insane questions. And I think,
Hmm.
honestly, that's one of the things I love the most about being in the credit card community is that, like, the community actually talks back. Like, I
Right.
honestly, I love reading the feedback. I love reading the emails. Like, and honestly, like, even the ones that are like, you're an idiot because you said this, like I learn from it and still like kind of evolve and kind of figure out like I wouldn't have known about the problem with the Ritz-Carlton product change thing if I
Right.
hadn't heard that feedback. And so I love that everyone's kind of very vocal, and I love that, like, very insightful questions and kind of points and things like that. I just love the fans,
Yep.
and the viewers. And so it's been great. But thanks for so much for having me on.
Of course. Yeah. Yeah. Well, everybody, thank you for watching. As always, we'll see you very soon. And Philip, we can stay in and chat a little bit after this, but we will
Yeah.
catch you guys next time.